1, 2, 3. Mics are hot.
La 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 la.
La 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 la.
Get your vocal cords ready.
My vocal cords are shot.
La 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 la.
Race car spelled backwards is still race car. This is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast season premiere for season 2, Jamie.
Season 2, episode 1, which
or is it episode 45? So do we keep
it all
rolling with
depends.
that? Like, I was thinking about that. The Dell Jr. download is on like episode 700 and something. Like, they never went back to 1. So do we go back to 1 or do we keep going?
What do you think Seinfeld's done? It's still on television. Is it season 2, episode 1?
Or is it season?
Or season
10?
Episode 45?
So,
No seasons?
So TV, that's how they do it. So it would be season 2, episode 1 on
Sounds
TV.
like you've introduced a new dilemma for our podcast.
Well, in my notes, I wrote season 2, episode 45. Doing it for Kyle Petty.
Huh.
Wouldn't Kyle Petty be the last 45 driver? With Kurt Busch,
Yeah, Kurt Busch.
Bubba Wallace, part season.
Sure.
Does he go back to the 23?
Who?
Bubba.
I don't know.
And Reddick drives
Does he
the
even
45?
come back? Can he come back from what happened?
Oh, yeah.
From his little tantrum?
Who?
Bubba.
What are you talking about?
His tantrum.
He had a tantrum.
Yeah, back in the last season.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, he's in the 45 for Kurt. So he goes back to the 23, right?
If Larson lets him.
Larson.
Larson did not defend himself. Doesn't that mean in medieval times he owns him?
What are you talking about?
I'm just making crap up, Brad. There's not been a lot going on since our last episode.
So are we calling this episode 1 or 45? I'm going with 45.
All right. Season 2, episode 45.
Yes.
All right.
There we go. Now we can get
All right.
started.
45 episodes, but this is season 2, 2023.
It is 2023.
Yeah.
Did you have a good holiday? Good break?
That it.
New Year's, Christmas?
I went to
Christmas
bed
Eve?
before New Year's.
What else happened? What have you been doing? It's been like how many weeks? 3
We had
weeks?
a Fireball Christmas.
Fireball. Tell me about
The
your
whole
Fireball
family had
Christmas.
Fireball.
Oh, drank it?
Even Nana had Fireball.
How'd that roll over?
We heard things we'd never heard before.
The grandkids got to hear the good stories?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's what it's all about, you know? So you had your brother come up, his kids, daughter,
Child.
one,
One child.
as in
Wasn't very crowded. Everybody's dead in our family.
So we had
They're dead.
I
I wanted to get a Ouija board and bring up the dead ones, but no one would.
Ouija it with you.
They wouldn't do it.
Have you ever done a Ouija board?
No, I don't own one
I don't
because
either.
I was always told if you invite that into your house, Satan's in your house and you can't get rid of it.
See, so was us, right? We did it at a friend's house, but it didn't work.
So they weren't Baptist.
No.
Catholics are allowed
We're
to
down.
do Ouija boards, I think.
We were down in the basement at a friend's house, and his brother went and flipped the breaker as we were playing with a Ouija board. Like, the breaker was in the next room from where we were at. I mean, this had to have been like 3rd grade, 4th grade at the most.
I'm Ouija curious.
I wouldn't mess with it.
I'm kind of old to mess with. I'm still curious.
I mean, if you believe in good spirits, you have to believe in bad spirits, right?
well, there's
so-
spirits in the Bible,
You believe in the Holy Spirit, you have to believe in the devil.
right?
So the devil would have the bad spirits. Not all angels are good angels.
Well, there's also the theory that energy doesn't disappear. So if you die, you have energy. Where does that energy go? We know the Bible calls it a soul.
But you're calling it an energy.
Same thing, isn't it?
I don't know. I've never really thought about it like that. Like all those paranormal normal shows and stuff where they got the little cell phone app and they're like, look, right there, you see a ghost. And oh, he's talking.
Well, this is something our pastor introduced. I guess he was using it to justify the soul.
Maybe.
Because when Lazarus died and Jesus called back his soul.
So do you believe in ghosts? How do you become a ghost?
I don't know. I've seen some weird things that were unexplainable.
Yeah, I mean, I have to. So
Like leaving here one day?
like we used to
since we finish up so late in the evening, it's kind of dark out in the pastures on the way home.
Yeah.
And there's that fog that's just 4 feet off the ground starting.
Yeah, it looks unsettling.
Well, I had like the fog rolling across the road like a mile from home. And it just kind of whipped around, and I thought I saw a lady in white. But I drove right through it, and I'm like, if this is an optical illusion, there's no way.
Well,
but there was just a little family cemetery just past there. So I got past there, and I said, oh, crap. It's not my family cemetery. It's a different one. But so I was like, oh, maybe I should take a picture of it, put it on our website.
The cemetery?
The cemetery where I
get
saw
a picture of the lady in white.
The ghost lady.
Lady in white, like Ladies of the Night, the ghost lady.
It was more like a cartoon. Well, no, it looked like a lady
like a
outlined in white, like a reverse black and white photo.
Like from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. But it disappeared. I saw it, and then it was gone. Kind of like when you find figures in a cloud.
So like
Like, I was like, I didn't really see that. I didn't even tell him with Jody when I got home. I was like,
soberly.
Weird.
And you were sober during this, right?
I don't drink and drive.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No.
So, soberly, that I can think of, I've never really seen a ghost. Now, when my grandmother died that night, or maybe it was either that night after she had passed away or after the funeral, but somewhere along that stretch, I swear, at my bedroom door, I guess I would have been right after high school. Actually, I think we were even married. But at our bedroom door, I saw this like glowing orb. And then it was just gone. It didn't scare me. It didn't freak me out. It actually, like, I woke up and I felt at ease. Like, it just made me, I saw this glowing orb at the door and I felt at peace. And then it was gone. And then I could have very well been dreaming all of this. Because I literally woke up, saw it, went back to sleep. But I like to think that maybe it was an energy, you know? I like to think it was my grandmother, honestly, just like saying goodbye. That's what I like to think. I mean, it's years ago. It's, you know, we were newlyweds.
Well, and, you know, the night my dad died, the movie Clerks was on, and he loved that movie. He knew somebody that knew somebody, the guy in Clerks.
That knew somebody that knew somebody.
Well, it was like he knew... like the uncle of the guy that wrote Clerks.
Yeah.
So we went and saw it when it first came out in the 90s, and he thought, oh, that's just how life is up in the Northeast, son. That's what you missed out on. He thought it was hilarious. Well, the night he was dying at 2 a.m., well, the morning he died, that movie's on, and that's what I was watching.
When you found out?
I was at his house.
Oh, when he died?
Yeah. I was watching Clerks.
Wow.
I was like, that is so bizarre. He loved that movie, and
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
It's really fun.
Actually, I know I've seen it once because I had a guy I worked with who told me it was the greatest movie of all time. So he'd give it to me to watch or let me borrow it to watch. So I know I've seen it once. But I gave it back. I didn't go buy it.
I haven't been able to watch it since. I was like, wow, that's weird. Dad loved that movie, and
so what else happened while we were on the break? I know it got really cold. I know here, in the South we had like negative-degree weather.
Didn't we get some hate mail from a listener because we didn't post the calzone video?
Oh, yeah. Our Irish friends got a little mad.
They nutted up.
Calzone video.
According to Brad, I didn't see the email.
Well, I mean, it ain't a big deal. Whatever. You know, we haven't done the video yet.
No, we've made the video. We just haven't voiced.
Yeah, I sent her the recipe for the calzone, so they can make it if they want it. If not,
wow. Because we have, for those that don't know, we don't make any money off this, and in Georgia, we're not used to single-digit weather, and stuff blows up or your heater doesn't work. If you have a heat pump, you're going heat strips.
Yeah, you're going to be cold.
And you're lucky to keep it 60 degrees in your house. We thought it was more important to take care of our customers and their customers than it was to post a video on how to make the race car spelled backwards calzone.
Honestly, I just didn't think about it.
And then,
to be complete, I was sick.
Yeah, Brad's family was sick the whole holidays.
I was sick. Well house froze up when it dropped below 0 degrees. I mean, we're not prepared for cold weather here in the South. Obviously.
No, I had plumbing to do too.
Jamie had pipes busting. It was crazy, man. Like, most of the South was either frozen or under snow. Like the rest of the country got snowed in everywhere. It was just insane how much bad weather we had come hit us on Christmas weekend.
And if your heat pumps, heat strips aren't working, which hardly ever come on in Georgia,
But you
ain't got no heat.
You don't need a heat strip till it goes like below 30.
All it takes is
happens very, very rare in Georgia.
I've seen a cockroach ground a heat strip. The whole thing's done. All it has to do is grab that little spring, I don't know, wire, whatever you want to call it, hit the bottom of that box, and there's no heat.
Short it out.
You're done. But we decided our full-time job might be a little more important than our podcast. So do we apologize for not putting a calzone video up? I'm sure there's other calzone videos on YouTube. Do we apologize?
We're sorry.
Yeah, for Irish people that didn't know how to make calzones.
From the Irish dude married to the redneck woman from Buckhead, Georgia, not the fancy Buckhead.
Is that who it was?
Buckhead. We apologize for not making your calzone video. Now,
we have the footage.
I say that, but Google has like 1,000 calzone videos, and you got our recipe. So hope you made it. Hope you enjoyed it. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
I made calzones for Christmas Day. Everybody enjoyed it.
It looked good too.
Yeah.
All right, so this year, instead of doing the gifts like we did last year, we kind of changed it up. It's going to be called Who Buys This Stuff? And we had a good time going through gag gifts last year, and we found the wee pee dolls that peed on each other, and the fart plugs. You stick up your butt to keep your farts from stinking.
I wonder if that would be... I don't know, man.
But all those were like gag gifts, basically, right?
Yeah.
White elephant gag gifts. These are legit gifts, or legit items. So the whole concept is trying to figure out who actually would buy this crap. Because, I mean, if they're selling it, somebody's buying it. Somebody thought of it to buy it. So the first item... Do you
think any of these items are like, think of 1900. A motor car? Why would anyone want a motor car? I have a perfectly good pair of horses and a carriage.
I can assure you, I didn't pick any item.
You don't think any of these will be like the car now?
No, our first item is the antibacterial sleeping cocoon.
And I haven't seen any of these.
So what this is, it's a sleeping cocoon. It's a sleeping bag, basically, that you get inside. And it looks like a sleeping bag.
God.
It is, this is the sanitized sleeper safe haven. And it's not only great for keeping away from the sickness constantly being sprayed out of your children and loved ones, but it's also great for traveling in sketchy motels and Airbnbs. Just slip inside your cocoon instead of opening up those crusty sheets and sleep in peace.
Okay, here's a question, though. If there's bed bugs, is that going to prevent bed bugs from...
Keeps them from coming.
Does it kill them?
So...
Is it going to kill you?
As I read through the... description here, it really makes me want to be a description writer, but it says the unique quarantine sleeping cocoon uses a patented antimicrobial fabric that kills nearly 100% of bacteria, fungi, and viruses that may try to come at you from the bed or air.
So what if you want to breathe, air out your hydraulics and sleep full on bare naked? Is that going to still protect you?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to have the antimicrobial pajamas on inside the antimicrobial sleeping cocoon. It says there's even a flap that you can put over your head if you're extra worried about the flu.
Does the flu stick to your hotel bed sheets?
So what I can gather off of this...
Does it stop COVID?
It doesn't say on there.
Are we on COVID 23 now?
That's what we had last week.
COVID 23?
Or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. But yeah, that's what I'm going with because it was 2000. Well, it started in 22, so I think we had COVID 22/23. We had the double variant.
Omicron, Betacron?
XYZ123. That's the new one.
The Yankee Cron?
So the antibacterial sleeping cocoon is made using a self-sanitizing, lightweight, and portable material that's great for worry-free usage either on the road while traveling or just at home with a sickly family. The great thing about the quarantine cocoon is that the protective properties cannot be washed out of it, and the linen fabric is durable enough to perform for a lifetime. The sanitized sleeping cocoon measures in at
Is it
82
washable
inches long.
though? I gotta wash it eventually.
Yes, that's what it says. It can't be washed off.
I don't understand. I'm confused.
I don't have a clue. The science behind it? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, I don't get it.
You need to ask a scientist because I'm not a mathematician
If you kept that on you, would you
scientist,
never die?
or a philosopher.
Is that the secret to eternity?
No. You would die. Like, your face, like, you can look at it. Her face is sticking out. I mean,
Well, could a bed bug jump on her lips?
it's not that thick, so it's only like a 1/4 inch thick.
Are those different people?
Yes. Dark
Okay.
hair, blonde hair.
Huh.
Blue pillow, white pillow. Happy sleeping. She's happy sleeper. And then they pull it over their head.
It'll stop fungi? What's that mean?
You would have to wear a face mask, right?
What does it mean it'll stop fungi? Keep mushrooms from growing on you?
Yeah.
Oh, that beach
You
hell
never
in
woke-
that
you
we.
ne-
I think there was.
woke up in a hotel with mushrooms growing on
I
you.
think if we would have spent the night at the beach hell hotel, we would have had mushrooms growing out of our nose.
So it says, if you're a bit of a germaphobe, travel to sketchy motels a lot, or have a sickly family that you'd rather not get transferred, their diseases transferred to you, this unique quarantine sleeping bag might be for you.
Hey, that weekend when we go to the 24 hours, I notice
We're not staying at the beach house.
it dropped to a 3.8. When we first reserved, they were like a 4.1.
Well, we moved to a different hotel, remember?
So that different hotel went down. They've had some bad problems during.
I'm taking a sleeping bag with me. I learned my lesson last
Oh
time.
yeah, I'm taking a sleep bag. Yeah. I'm not dealing with.
I've got.
I looked at.
I don't
pictures.
have the antibacterial sleeping cocoon that sells for $99.95, but I have the Costco brand sleeping bag that my wife bought home.
Well, we could probably stay for free at our Best Western we stayed at last time.
If we,
Well, ocean view, but
Yeah.
just no walls.
no walls or ceiling.
Yeah.
We just parked there. All right, so the antibacterial sleeping cocoon is $99.95. Are you a yes or a no on this item, Jamie?
Well, since we try to stay at hotels rated 4.0 or better, I'm on the fence.
I'm a yes.
I'm on the fence. I'm not a no, but I'm not quite a yes. But I'm cheap. That's $100.
Well, I hate to break
With tax, it's
I hate
what,
to break-
107?
I hate to break it to you, but with inflation, everything costs more, and we are going to be the items that we pick this season, are probably going to cost a lot more than last season because these aren't just random gag throwaway gifts. These are like legit items.
I don't know. It's hard for me to part with $100.
If I traveled enough, I would be all for it. If I was a 2 or 3 nights a week hotel stayer, I'd be all for it.
Well, if we stayed at some of these hotels we reviewed,
That's why I say
there ain't no way I'd buy it.
I am a yes on this. I'm going to go with a yes. Yes or no?
I'll go with a yes, because if you're staying at a hotel that costs $45 a night,
Yeah,
you might as well spend the $100 not to die.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, if you buy this,
I might sleep with a mask on too for the
well, you'd
little
have to for the smell.
cocoon hole.
You know how these rooms.
That sounds.
If you need a cocoon hole to sleep in, then you need something to cover up the odor that's in the cocoon that you're in.
But I wouldn't sleep with my hydraulics out unless I was alone. So you don't have to worry about my hydraulics hanging out.
You wouldn't want to sleep.
Daytona.
You wouldn't want to sleep with your flagpole out anyway, because if somebody.
It ain't a flagpole. It's more like tater tot.
All right. Well, you wouldn't want to sleep with your tater tots hanging out. Not in this, because there's no zipper on the antimicrobial.
There's no
sleeping
zipper.
cocoon.
I guess that would be a weak point if you had a zipper.
This
wouldn't it?
basically looks like a huge pillowcase, and it has like the overlap on it, so you can hide your pillow inside of it.
So can we buy this on Amazon?
No,
Is there a 2-person one?
actually, this one did sell on Amazon. No, it didn't have it. You have to buy 2.
There's not a hanky panky cocoon.
No, that's coming later.
That's too bad.
That's coming later. I'll just tease you.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah.
There's a hanky panky cocoon.
All right, let's go to the next item. Item number 2 is called the junk.
What the hell?
The junk in the trunk beanbag onesie.
That's messed up.
Much like Hank Hill, I envy the big bootied people. Not because of anything about how it looks, but the pure functionality of it.
Look at this dude in the picture. He's homeless with the Pajunka-Dunk trunk.
Not only does a large caboose give better support on your back, but it must be so much more comfortable to just sit down anywhere without having to worry about the amount of padding that seat area has. For those without a large booty, you can now comfortably plop down anywhere while wearing one of these amazing junk in the trunk beanbag onesies.
Well, I think if you had a junk in the trunk, it would still work for you.
The beanbag onesie literally attaches a beanbag chair to your butt. This way, as you walk around, you'll always have a beanbag right behind you to create a comfortable chair no matter where you are.
Was this invented by a proctologist, a butt doctor?
It was actually invented by like the Geek Squad or something like that.
Ooh.
Nerd Wallet, something like some of those kind of guys. So it says, no more couch space available. Just put on the beanbag onesie and sit down anywhere while probably being much more comfortable than the people on that couch. Waiting in line at the DMV too long for you? Good thing you wore your junk in the trunk beanbag onesie. Not only great for sitting, but you can now one-up all the Instagram models that claim they have the greatest butt. Do a little dance or maybe a little twerk to show that your backside is superior to theirs. The junk in the trunk beanbag onesie comes in one color, Gumby green, and is made from cotton and filled with cotton and polyester fiber mix and polystyrene balls.
Balls.
This is a onesie with a hood. So that's like the pajama onesies you get, and it has, I don't know, like, it's got a beanbag sewed to the butt. So when you sit down, you're sitting on a beanbag, but when you're walking around, it looks like you took a crap in your onesie.
Yeah, that dude playing his PlayStation 5 looks like he's getting sucked up by a
Well, that actually
chair.
looks like the best use of it.
Yeah.
You have a guy sitting on the sidewalk.
Homeless dude.
A homeless guy on the sidewalk wearing the Gumby green beanbag onesie.
Do you think this is something we could give to homeless people during winter?
This is an $89.99 product. So, are you willing to buy that for homeless people for Christmas?
I don't know. We're getting kind
We
of...
could put lights on it.
We're getting overloaded with homeless people. We got to do something about it. And I'm a conservative.
So, junk in the trunk beanbag onesies is not going to be your answer.
Why not?
I saw a tent.
The government can afford it.
I saw a tent that looked like a car. That's what we should get.
The government, that's not our money. Well, actually, it is.
Yeah,
I'm acting like
we're spending it.
a liberal.
So, do you want to spend your taxpayer dollars on the junk in the trunk beanbag onesie? I mean, look, this dude walking around with it looks like it would be like uncomfortable, right?
Hey, you know what?
This thing weighs. This beanbag weighs. It has weight to it, and it's hanging off your butt.
Uncle Joe yesterday went to the border with U.S. and Mexico.
I don't think he actually went to the border. I think he went to some studios that looked like the border.
Probably doesn't remember.
He didn't go to El Paso, I guarantee you that.
But look, he could give that to all those people waiting to come to America.
Does it float?
Yes, why wouldn't it? If it's styrofoam.
So we could actually one-up the beanbag onesie.
They could put butt float.
We could call it junk in the trunk float onesie. And it has a round inner tube floating the butt. So when you jump in the river, it automatically floats out, pops out.
I mean, look, I feel bad when
Then you could be like tubing. Then you just see all these people in Mexico tubing down the Rio Grande.
You could white water with your junk in the trunk.
White water with junk in.
Yeah, go down the rapids, floating on your butt.
So this is $89.99 beanbag onesie. Jamie, are you a yes or a no?
I'm going to just go, yeah. Yeah, I'm all for junk in the trunk.
I'm going to go no, man. I think this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. This is
Look at that. Is that a girl being sexy or a guy?
That's a guy.
Ooh.
That's him. We'll have to.
Oh, okay.
I will legit post these pictures on Twitter tonight because y'all have to see these things.
So that looks unnatural
insane.
now that you told me that's a guy trying to act sexy.
Yeah, see it. It would be a girl. That's a girl there, and there's nothing appealing about a 3-foot bubble butt.
No, it really looks
woman.
like a beanbag chair is. I mean, you could just easily do it with some bungee cords and a beanbag chair.
You could take
Just
a beanbag
put it around your
chair,
waist.
wrap it around your waist with a bungee cord, and you got the same thing, and it costs you a
But
lot
it
less.
doesn't have a hood. You could sew a hoodie on there, I guess. And
You
make
could
it
wear a hoodie and sit in a beanbag chair and carry it around in your arm.
We ought to invent something stupid like this and put it on Amazon.
Yeah, but we couldn't charge $100 for it.
Why can't we?
Nobody buys stupid things for $100.
Well, that's
You
$100
would.
bucks.
You're a yes on this.
I'm a yes.
I'm a no.
If I was homeless, I'd want it. Look at that guy. Or an alien.
What guy?
Or an immigrant.
He
That
does.
dude.
He kind of looks like an alien.
Look, he's getting all fancy. He's talking with his hands. He's all happy that he brought his chair with his butt.
So I cropped the picture a little bit to make it fit on here, but everybody in the photo, other than him, is taking a picture of him with his beanbag onesie.
I do have a problem with this, though.
What?
If I have to go to the bathroom, how easily can I do that?
Well, that's the secret built-in feature they don't tell you about.
But
These are moisture absorbing.
But
So you just pee right away.
if you sat with that and it hits the toilet, you're going to be sitting 3 feet above the toilet. And if you let it fly, it's going to hit the floor because the toilet's covered with your beanie bag chair on your butt.
I think you probably have to get completely undressed to use the bathroom. That's what I'm going to go with. It probably says it on the tag. Please remove before
See, that's
bathrooming.
that wouldn't work for me. I like peeing outside.
So you know now?
Yeah, I'm a no now.
We changed.
Like my wife, I went and dug a little hole with
Jamie has
her little
changed his mind.
garden spade, and she said, "What's that for?" And I said, "Well, I want it to. It's my pee ball in the dirt.
So you dug a hole to pee in?
So I fill it up.
That's the craziest thing I've
It's
ever
kind of
heard.
fun because the other reason I like
this is
peeing
a
outside, you can free fall, freestyle.
I like
You don't have to
outside
grab-
'cause
you
I
don't-
have to aim.
Well, you don't have to grab your junk either.
I like to spin around. Put my hands in the air.
And
Put my hands in the
that
air while I'm
means-
peeing, spin around.
Since you didn't touch your junk, you don't have to wash your hands.
Well, you still had to touch it to get it out.
Not in sweatpants, dude. You gotta dangle it.
No wonder your neighbor steals your
dangle.
gas.
Well, they can't see me. They can't. We got woods.
He's been watching you free flow for
You can't
years.
see- You can't see our
That's
house.
almost worth a gallon of gas.
Only the CIA would see me doing this with their satellites.
Oh, they watch every night. I'm
They
sure.
probably, well, there are black helicopters that fly by 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, just don't shine your flashlight at them, right?
Yeah, they shine back.
You learn that. All right, you ready for the next item, Sunshine?
Let's look at it.
The next item is the Toodaloo that you were
The
talking about.
Toodaloo.
The Toodaloo double-sided toilet for lovers.
That is effed up, dude.
It is a two-person
Look
toilet.
at them getting all nice and kinky while they're pooping together.
So, the Lover's Toilet,
No.
as it was called in a hilarious concept parody commercial from Saturday Night Live. This is from an old episode of Saturday
So
Night
they
Live.
make it for real?
Yep.
Jeez.
So, Saturday Night Live did a parody commercial for what they called the Lover's Toilet. The Lover's Toilet then was picked up by another company who made a actual concept of this toilet called the Toodaloo. That's Twodaloo.
That should be made illegal.
It says you dine together, you play together, you sleep together, you even bathe together. So why not share the most intimate moments of them all with each other?
When
the
I'm
love
squeezing-
toilet. The
That
double
is so
toilet is,
messed up, dude.
designed and handcrafted from the finest porcelain. There's a dual flush button right in the center of the dual toilet.
Look at
that'll
that
flush
picture. It
both of
looks
them
like-
at once.
A porn.
It flushes at the same time. So when you're done pooing and wiping, you just press the button together.
If I'm squeezing off some Tootsie Rolls, I don't want my wife sitting there looking in my eyes.
So, I mean, so like
That is disgusting.
this, to describe this toilet, if you're sitting on it facing one way,
Does it come with a bidet
the
so she
person
doesn't have to
sitting on
watch
it
me
on
wipe?
the other side is facing the other way. It's like there's like a,
There would have to be a bidet in it.
well,
for-
there's a like a divider. I think this could be used in prisons
That's true.
because the Toodaloo, it sells for $1,400, except you can only buy them in bulk quantities of 10.
Why?
Well, so follow me.
This is for a
Follow me now.
contractor, right?
Follow me now. So you can only buy these in bulk quantities of 10. That's 20 people who can poop at the same time. What if you put these in prisons? In a prison right now, you got 5-6 people sharing a room with one toilet, right?
Hey, that's an upgrade to the Atlanta Motor Speedway bathrooms.
No. This is almost as bad as using the
bathtub urinal.
The trough. Atlanta got rid of the trough, so it was just Talladega that had them this year.
Didn't they have a?
No, Atlanta did have troughs.
Yeah.
Talladega didn't have a trough. And we never had any.
I don't remember.
No, it didn't. They had to stand up urinal, just like 2 or 3 urinals.
Well, why? They're owned by the same company. Why wouldn't they?
Well, maybe they need a toodaloo. So, I'm really not sure what the target market area is for this toilet, but this says there is, of course, a premium version of the Toodaloo as well, and it has an integrated television along with an Apple docking station in order to curtail some of the noises that the both of you will undoubtedly be making on the toilet.
But you're gonna touch your iPhone with Poo Finger. Well, you got to sanitize everything when you leave.
There's a commercial. You can go on YouTube and watch the commercial. If anybody wants to see this video, the commercial, just look up Saturday Night Live Lover's Toilet.
You know what I do?
It was from 1991.
In our bathroom, we have just the door and the toilet. I'm so afraid of poo air that once I've taken care of everything and stand up, I reach over and pull down the hand. I open the door, then I reach over and flush it and run because I don't want any poo air.
What?
Yeah.
That's like massive OCD, dude.
I have OCD.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You're scared of poo air.
I don't want any poo air.
You're getting poo air while you're sitting there, though. Poo air is in the...
But when
as soon as you sit down, there's poo air.
I dare you to do this. There's poo air.
There's poo air as soon as you
poo in the toilet, clean it, and flush it while you're still sitting on it. Your balls will get poo air, and there's a little moisture in there.
Well, that ain't poo air.
Yeah, it is.
Splashback.
You just pooed.
You're talking about poo air. You smell poo air as soon as
I
you
ain't
start
talking about dropping a bomb and getting splashed back because your turd weighed as much as a potato.
Your poo air thing makes no sense. None.
Well, I'm just bullshitting anyway.
There's poo air. Well, you're as OCD as you are. I seriously, of course, I've actually stayed in a hotel room with you, and I don't ever remember seeing you come right out of the bathroom while you're pulling your pants up real fast. Like, oh man, I had to get out of there. That
I'm
poo
running
air,
from the poo air.
poo air is getting thick in that bathroom. So, are you a yes or a no on the $1,400 Toodaloo double-sided Lover's Toilet?
I can't do it.
I'm a no. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. This should have stayed a parody concept. There was no reason to ever make this a real thing.
Now, I think in NASCAR, that'd be awesome if you had chairs like that. Yeah, one looking backwards instead of having that rear view mirror or a camera. Make a guy sit
in the back seat.
Yeah, with his Honda device and everything. Just next to the driver
with a camera.
No, just staring behind him and tell him, door, bumper,
clear. Ross Chastain is on the wall. I think he's going to pass us.
Yeah.
If Denny would have had Chris Gabehart facing backwards sitting in the passenger seat, he would have saw Ross coming and he could have blocked him.
Wouldn't your crew chief know better what to call for at the pit box if he was riding backwards next to the driver?
Yes. And he could have his laptop strapped in with him. Even if he's not backwards, I think
they could integrate it like they do a TV.
The crew chief should have to ride with the driver.
Backwards.
Or sideways. Just looking at the driver.
Well, then the driver
could tell him what he's doing.
Then the driver could say, "Hey, I think the valves are screwing up. Do you hear that?" That would be a little more awesome.
I'm just trying to think how we can make it.
You might get dizzy riding backwards, though.
That's why I say he can face the driver sideways, so he's not looking front or back. He's looking at the driver.
Give him a captain's chair that swivels all the way around.
Yeah, but that'll make him dizzy. So if he's staring at the driver and he has his laptop in front of him, he can focus on the data and be like TJ and focus on that data and make sure everything's going good. And he can say, "Hey, driver, I noticed." You're shifting wrong, or
should we put the spotter next to him?
No, spotter sits around the roof. Just lay down.
Hans device and a roll cage on the roof.
Like a Shark Tank.
They get airborne. We're gonna as they're flipping, Brad Kozlowski's gonna say, "We're gonna need another spotter."
All right, one more item. You ready?
I'm ready.
So the last item for who buys this stuff is the condom sleeping bag and pillow. This is a sleeping bag. This is not an antimicrobial sleeping bag.
They need to make it out of the antimicrobial.
So this is a sleeping bag that looks like a condom.
That is messed up, dude.
Like legit, rolls out just like a condom, and it comes with a pillow that looks like a condom wrapper. So the condom sleeping bag is...
Does it roll back up as a condom when you get out?
Yeah, you roll it on you and then roll it off of you.
Where does you don't have a place for your head to come out of it?
That's the tip.
That is
the condom.
So messed
Your
up.
Your head goes in the tip.
That is messed up, dude.
So it says the condom sleeping bag is a sleazy, tubey, condom-looking sleeping bag that comes with a pillow that looks like a condom wrapper. So while you're sleeping, you can just think of yourself as a little tiny sperm.
Good Lord.
The condom pillow comes with 2 tiny pockets on each side. The smaller pocket is to hold real condoms, snacks, and a fresh pair of underwear.
You ain't going to get busy wearing that thing. There's no need for a pocket for condoms.
The larger pocket holds the condom sleeping bag. The condom pillow is stuffed with polyester filling, and the design is hand screen printed on the pillow. The fabric of the condom is friendly to the skin, soft and comfortable, safe and odorless.
It sounds like it's not made for hooking up. It's made for other things.
You can have a warm and happy nap in your condom sleeping bag.
Ugh.
This is probably the most outrageous item.
Do you think if you're on a Splendor date, you need to wear the body condom there?
This is a $99 condom sleeping bag.
Seems a little expensive.
It looks like, I mean, does it? It looks like a dirty condom.
Used condom at one of our hotels that we've reviewed.
You know, we should get one. Well, if this wasn't $100, I'd say we could get it and leave it in the floor of a hotel. Like, I'm sorry, I left that in the floor. My bad.
And the wife is going, good God.
You imagine walking in there and seeing that?
6 foot condom laying there.
6 foot. This thing's like 8 foot long. It's an 8 foot long condom that'll fit a normal sized person. And there is a.
You know what you'd say if you saw that?
There's a picture of a lady with the condom rolled over her.
If you saw that in your hotel room, you go, last guy was a dick.
This don't even look comfortable, man. Look how tight it is.
I couldn't sleep in that body condom.
It looks like something they put on you in an insane asylum.
Yes.
Except you can't have no eye holes. You need to cut holes in that.
That's
like
what
a ghost. Ooh.
Jill, have you seen my sleeping bag condom, Jill?
Well, Jill, if it's in my lifestyle condom sleeping bag.
That thing is nice.
It's wackadoodle. So the condom sleeping bag sells for $99. Jamie, are you a yes or are you a no on the condom size sleeping bag?
No.
Yes. I am also a no.
If it was $39, I'd do it.
This would be a good gag gift to leave.
Yeah.
This would be funny to leave in a room when you left.
But $99?
Not $100. Not $100.
I mean, it ain't as bad as a Toodaloo, but it's getting there.
I think, yeah. I mean, if I had to pick between the two, I'm definitely going with this one over the Toodaloo.
I mean, I'd buy it with your $100.
Yeah, I'd spend your $100 on it. Not mine.
But I'm not spending mine.
Actually, yeah, I'm definitely not spending mine. Well, one of the reviews on this one, I didn't use reviews, but one of the reviews, the lady said it was a great gift for my son, hopefully to help to remind him to wrap up while away at college.
Whoa.
I would have a serious problem with my mother handing me this. Like, Mom, no, not cool. You wasted $100 on a sleeping bag I can't use.
You know, when I went to college, my dad said to me when I was moving out, he's like, look, son, you ever jump out of an airplane? You don't do it without a parachute. I said, yes, sir. He goes, if you bed a woman, you don't do it without a condom. And I said, yes, sir.
Hope you don't get those mixed up.
I'm going to wear my condom when I jump out of the airplane.
You can wear the body condom while you jump
Geronimo!
When I get done with this, I'm getting a parachute and I'm getting laid. All right, let's go to NASCAR racing, sports, and other random news. Got the Chili Bowl coming up this week, January 8th to the 14th. You got Alex Bowman, J.J. Yaley, Chase Briscoe, and Josh Balicki are among the 365 drivers who have currently registered to race in this year's Chili Bowl. The thing I noticed the most out of this was Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell are missing from the entry list. You know why that is, Jamie?
I have no clue why.
Apparently, they're trying to get more money on the purses of these sprint car races. So Chili Bowl has 365 plus drivers. You know what it is to win? So they think by
sitting out, they're gonna get a bigger purse?
Yeah, they're boycotting it. You don't think they draw a crowd?
Yeah, but I would go without them.
Yeah, I would
just
too.
To see it.
But I think they bring people. I would, if I had been to the Chili Bowl once and say it wasn't that good.
So what's the purse if you win?
10 grand. 10 grand if you win.
Wow. Tony Stewart just announced the Eldora Million.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like 10 grand to win. It costs money to register to race, and it costs money to race. There's 365 plus people. Surely they can do a little better than 10 grand.
Well, I think you might see those same drivers show up at the Eldora Million. I mean, that's as much as the All-Star race, man.
It's probably more.
I mean, shoot.
I guess it isn't more. It isn't me.
Yeah, a million's a million.
Well, a million is. I think the All-Star race needs to be more than a million. Though.
Where's Eldora? Ohio or Indiana?
Indiana, right?
I don't know.
I think it's in Indiana. Let's go. I wanted to go to a truck race at Eldora really bad. Those NASCAR pissed Tony off, and Tony pulled it.
He started SRX and said, "Screw you guys."
I still think SRX is going to be your.
I think with the Thursday Night Thunder, we're going to see a lot of crossover between NASCAR.
I still think they run SRX Thursday Night Thunder, then do an SRX NASCAR off season. Or you can't call it NASCAR off season, but SRX with cup drivers for the off season.
Well, with Tony providing the cars or the series, you don't go into any copyrights or any kind of rules violations with NASCAR.
Correct. All you're doing is taking the drivers from Hendricks, Childress, Gibbs, Stewart Haas.
He could charge them a fee for a franchise.
Why not?
And then he controls the cars.
I think
that's pretty smart if you think about it.
The Cup guys saying that they were going to look for non-sanctioned races during the off season. Those teams, that's just a play to get more money. That's all it is. They're not really going to do that.
Do you think the France family's going to come off the hip, though?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Will the teams get 25%?
I don't really think we'll ever know that, but
that's what they say, though, isn't it?
I think it's less than that, actually. But that with the new TV package is when they're renegotiating their team package deal. So
they have all the risks, though, the team owners.
Yes, 100%.
And then they got to go out and get sponsors to race.
But see, and that's where we need to fix the system. You shouldn't have to go out and hire sponsorship to race. You should be able to
make enough money off the pot to run a season. Yeah, correct. You should.
Even if it's not even, you might not.
Anything you sell on your car is extra.
Yes. Like a Gibbs driver or a Gibbs car would need extra because they're going to put more money into that organization compared to
but they can get that extra from their sponsorship.
That's what I'm saying. You should make enough money off the purse to run. Mm-hmm. Rick Ware should make enough money off the purse finishing last to run a car for the whole season.
But that would encourage him to improve too, if you think about it, right?
It would have to.
Or you're going to be what? Like Geico, the low-cost provider? So I'll run laps with crappy motors and... isn't there 2 tiers of motors when you go for the single source?
Well, you've heard
an A motor and a B motor.
Yeah, I've heard Corey LaJoy talk about it. A motor.
You don't hear NASCAR talk about it, though, have you?
No, they keep telling you everything's the same. Same parts, same equipment.
Why does the same team keep running in the back?
What do you mean with
If I got the same motor, same car, shouldn't I be up front with the guys running up front? You got a skill set with your driver, right? But
that's what
a broken clock's right twice a day. So we should have a back tier team winning occasionally if it's all even.
That's what had me so frustrated last season when I listened to these people talk about now everybody's got the same car. Now they're on even equipment.
But the championship was still won by a top-tier team.
But they're not even.
They're not.
If the motors are different, it can be the same exact car. You can give me two exactly the same cars.
So what's the difference between an A and
one
B?
Has a
horsepower?
One has a Prius motor
Are you making
in it,
fun of my
and another
Prius?
one has a Corvette motor in it.
What do you got against Priuses?
I'm just saying.
I'm just
you got two Priuses, and I put a Mustang motor in one, and I put a Prius motor in the other. Which one's going to win?
Well, it depends on the race. Is it laps or is it distance?
Just a straight line drag race.
Are you going to take that Mustang?
Okay, so if you have Corey LaJoie and Denny Hamlin, same exact car. Denny has an A motor. Corey's got a B motor, C motor, B at best motor in his car. Who's going to win? Denny Hamlin. How do you say they're on even equipment if they're not on even equipment?
Well, you can look at the winners list.
The motor matters.
Yeah.
The motor is the biggest part of the car.
You
can't win without a motor. You blow a motor, your day's over.
Look at the winner list. Who's from a big team? Who's from a butt team? Might as well call them the butt. They're at the end.
RCR. That's your butt teams that won this year.
Yep.
And that's not a butt team.
But were they a butt team? Because
that's what I'm saying.
Reddick's pretty good, and even old Dylan ain't that bad. He wins every once in a while.
He wins one race a year, Super Speedway or Charlotte.
Right.
That's about all he can do.
And there's some guys like Corey that's never won, though.
Austin needs to go get on a bull and go out in a rodeo.
Doesn't he own the rodeo?
I think
or he's a what? A management company for the
but
superstars?
Pappy just bought like the Carolina Cowboys or something, which I thought was a football team, but it's apparently a rodeo team. So
there's teams like football because I accidentally saw it once.
Yeah, so he owns the Carolina Cowboys now. Him and Austin. Pop.
Is there that?
Pop and Austin gonna run your focus is on wine and rodeo. I mean, you got Kyle Busch coming in. Teresa won't give him the 8 font. I mean, let's focus on Kyle Busch. Let's not focus on rodeoing, okay? Come on, Richard. Don't screw this up. Richard Childress has a chance to be on the map again. He hasn't been able to be on the map because he's been playing with his grandkids.
Well, he made it on the map last year with Reddick.
Yeah.
And then now he's got a big... He's like the capital city star now with Kyle driving.
Kyle is a bigger name than Reddick.
Yes.
So you have the biggest name you've had driving for you since Dale Earnhardt died.
Probably the biggest name driving right now.
Who do you think is bigger, Kyle or Kevin Harvick?
Kyle.
Yeah, I agree.
Because sometimes with Harvick I'm indifferent, but I love hating Kyle.
Well, Kyle's proven he can do it.
But I also see
see what he can do with RCR.
I mean, you see him throwing tantrums and crying like a little baby when he loses. I appreciate his level of competition as well. You know?
I like Kyle.
I like not liking him.
I think our sport would suffer greatly without him.
But he's the black hat. We need a black hat.
Yeah, until we replace him, we can't get rid of him.
Who's his replacement? Walrider?
Gibbs.
Mr. Gibbs? Coach is the...
Ty Gibbs.
Oh, Ty?
Ty Gibbs is going to be your black hat that takes over Kyle Busch.
Well, do we have a segment here? I saw something about Gibbs, but...
No, I got nothing on Ty.
I think...
Let's talk about it.
I think Gibbs Racing's...
Done.
Yeah, they don't have too many years left.
But
I can see a way out for Coach.
I'd
sell 2 charters, run 2 teams.
Yep.
And he's got that money from selling the 2 charters.
I think
if he loses Denny, he's done.
I don't know. I thought that at the end.
Truex is leaving, though. This is his last year, right?
Well, he hasn't officially said that. They don't officially retire till the end of the season now. You know that.
Yeah, but you saw what happened with Kyle and M&M's. If Denny loses FedEx, is he going to 2311 and driving a 3rd car?
See, I think Denny would make the most sense to go to 2311 because it's his team. But Denny said he wants to retire with FedEx at Gibbs. If FedEx leaves, which they're not officially coming back. This is their last year. And it's not they haven't renegotiated.
What if they leave? Denny says, I'm going to go drive for my own team. And then they call Denny and go, hey, we didn't like Gibbs Racing, but we'll go ahead and sponsor you. Do you think there's something contractual that would prevent that from happening immediately?
Probably. I don't think, and I think Denny wouldn't do that. Business, he's tied in too tight with Gibbs as his organization is. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to make
That would be a bad business move.
I'm going to make a prediction about Denny right now.
Actually, it would be a good business.
He's going to win the championship 2023.
You think?
This is Denny's year. It's all or nothing. I think he's on the decline. I think he's got to put everything he's got into this season if he wants a championship.
Well, Denny and Chase Elliott are favorites to win the championship in 2023 already on sports betting.
Well, I'm going with
They've
Denny.
already got.
Are we going to stop in Vegas on our cannonball run and put some money?
We don't pass by Vegas.
We can, on the way back, we can go wherever we want. We get 50 miles a gallon.
50 miles a gallon. Sports betting.
Actually, we do go through Vegas coming back.
Sports betting's legal in Colorado. So when we get into the state,
Colorado's a little out of the way.
We don't go to Colorado.
That's like when you said, I want to see the giant sequoia forest, and I Googled it on maps and said, dude, that's like 800 miles out of the way.
I'm just saying things I want to see. I'm not, me and my geography aren't the best. So Redwood Forest,
Well, I think we
Tijuana.
we can hit the Grand Canyon and Roswell. We can go see the Alien Museum.
Area 51.
I think 51's in Nevada, but Roswell's in New Mexico.
What about Cadillac Ranch?
Cadillac Ranch, we're going to go drive right past it both ways.
We can't stop on the way, though.
No, we can't. We can break down.
And we can't go to Amarillo. I know that. Amarillo.
Should we make our sponsorship announcements? No one's sponsoring us because it supposedly is an illegal race, even though we're in a car that can't break the speed limit.
It's crazy, isn't it?
But people decided to sponsor the show.
Yeah, so we're taking sponsorship and donations for this trip. So if you would be interested,
a friend of mine gave me
if you're interested in sponsoring the show or making a donation for the Cannonball Run, just hit me up on Twitter or send us an email. We're racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com.
A friend of mine said he thought it was really cool that we were going to do it, and he owns his own business. And he gave me a $100 gas card with Shell. And I said, do you want us to mention your business? He goes, no.
Yeah, so
the race is illegal.
I had a cousin who was.
Don't you have to be racing someone?
I had a cousin who was going to sponsor the Cannonball Run car, and same thing. His lawyer told him that it's an illegal event not to put his company logo on the car. But it's only illegal if you get pulled over speeding. We can't speed, so I don't understand why this whole illegal
people do
thing.
80 on the interstate all the time.
Yeah, my cousin speeds. He owns the company. Isn't that that's bad? He's wearing the logo on his shirt when he leaves work. I mean, wonder if his lawyer got on to him about that crap.
I mean, if we were doing it in the Boxster, yeah. We could probably maintain 150 the whole way.
Yeah, we just don't want to break down.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the Prius almost as old.
So Kevin Harvick said that he will make a decision before the Daytona 500 if 2023 will be his last year racing. I think he runs 2 more years.
I say he retires. Didn't you think there was a decline in his driving last year, or was that Stuart Haas's cars?
I think it was Stuart Haas. I don't think it was. Well, I mean, Briscoe won 2 races.
Mm-hmm.
Did
Kevin won 2 in a row. That was it.
Did Amarillo win any?
He hardly wins anything. He's like Dylan. He can win a Daytona or a Talladega. That's it.
Well, New Hampshire, Dover.
Well, he drives Turkey Farms or whatever on his hood. What's it called?
Smithfield.
Oh yeah,
that's what my game.
Pig ass ham.
Smithfield Farms. I think Kevin runs 2023, 2024, and then retires the very first year of the new TV contract. If he holds out for 2 more years, he'll know who the TV broadcasters are going to be, and he can pick which one he goes to. Right now, they can only offer him a 1-year deal.
See, I got to say this now before we're owned by or affiliated with something in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Smithfield's owned by Chinese. Google it.
I know it is.
Dude, that's effed up.
China's trying to...
They're controlling our ham?
They're trying to get into NASCAR with...
They're controlling our ham, dude.
They're getting at China is coming after the rednecks with bacon.
And sausage.
And sausage. Sausage and bacon. What do they have, eggs?
They can control Christmas with hams.
You notice how much eggs are costing now? It's
dude.
Ridiculous. You know,
meats and dairies are insane.
You can't even buy chickens right now and have your own eggs cheaper. It used to be if you had chickens that laid eggs, it was cheaper than buying eggs because of the feed and stuff. Now it costs more to own chickens than it does to go buy $9 eggs. And dude, I love eggs.
I love President Butter.
Do you eat eggs?
Yeah, I eat eggs.
Yeah, I eat 4 a day.
President Butter, I love it. It's up to like $4 a stick. I gave it up.
Biden butter?
Is President? Oh, no.
Well, he is a president,
It's
right?
French.
Right.
They got better chemicals.
Biden's not
They
French.
put better chemicals in their cows that make the milk, that make the butter.
What?
Yeah.
I want goat milk.
Didn't you know?
You ever had goat milk?
Don't you know that when you're milking a cow, see, I live right in the middle of cows. When you milk them,
That's how
one teat is your milk teat, and the other teat's your butter teat. And then you got another is your buttermilk teat. And that's in between the two. So you got
you don't want to mess
milk
up.
teat, buttermilk teat.
I saw a thing that says
There's sour cream teat too, but that's kind of hard to milk.
I saw a thing that says if you're confused about gender, try to milk a bull. You won't be confused anymore.
Yish.
I want a goat, man. I want goats. Do goat milk, goat cheese. Goats seem easier. You can milk a goat. You can milk anything that has nipples.
You can milk a man too, but you don't want to.
I watched what was it, Meet the Parents? Where Fokker's like, you can milk anything with nipples.
The first one was the best one.
I have nipples. Can you milk me, Greg? Little Geppetto. Milking little Geppetto into a saucer in the Bronx. You grew up on a farm, Greg.
So I think it was it today or yesterday where they announced Monster for Ty. Monster Energy.
Yeah, so Monster's going for Ty and Hendrick Motorsports.
What do they sponsor? 4 cars?
Probably. Yeah. I was thinking that too.
What about
I think they
Bush's
leave.
old car? Do they go to Reddick?
No, I think they leave Reddick. They leave the 45 and then they go and just do.
They do Haley Deegan too in trucks.
Yeah, but I mean, just in the Cup Series, it's just going to be little Ty.
Is it going to be a main sponsor?
Well, I mean, Austin Dillon has Bass Pro Shops.
And so does Truex.
That's what I'm saying.
Someone else runs with them too sometimes. Is it a Stuart Haas car?
I feel like it is. But I can't.
It's not coming to the top of my mind.
So A-Shock Energy has announced they will not return to HMS and Chase Elliott for 2023.
Well, that makes sense. I've never seen A-Shock at a store.
I don't like energy drinks. Well, I used to.
Well, Coca-Cola.
Do you like energy drinks?
Yeah, Coca-Cola's energy drink.
I do coffee.
Look at that dude in his... Oh, look. It's the Cocoon sleeping bag on the Coca-Cola. League of Legends.
Never heard of it.
Or is that a condom sleeping bag?
I think that's a condom and she's sitting next to it.
Is that a she or a he? It's bipolar person. No, that's not the right binary.
I don't know. It says League of Legends Wild Rift. Never even heard of it. What is that?
Is that a game that's slapping it on Coca-Cola?
Or maybe it's just Coca-Cola. Maybe that's their new branding, League of Legends. They want to be a legend.
Is that a Thor's hammer she's holding there? I think that's a she.
Hey, Hendrick Motorsports has announced they're going to run 4 races in the number 17 Xfinity car in 2023. Those races haven't been announced, but I would expect all 4 of them to be road course races just like they did in 2022. I like to see the Hendricks out there in the Xfinity Series. They're competitive. They bring competitive equipment. It's probably Junior Motorsports stuff.
Think Junior will buy one of Joe Gibbs' charters?
Maybe. Joe needs to sell one of them.
He's going to have to sell 2. That's my prediction for the 2023 season.
He's going to sell 2 of them?
Yep, at the end of the season.
Maybe Austin Cindric can get one.
Who's going to take over his team? How old's Uncle Joe? Let's not confuse him with the other Uncle Joe. Coach Joe.
Yeah, I mean,
Uncle Joe's cousin.
I was thinking about this.
Isn't he like 83?
When Coy died, I was thinking about that. Like, who steps up and takes over now? Coy was, I'm pretty confident he was grooming Coy to take over the business.
Ty has a cousin from Uncle What's-His-Face? JD, who's on the pit crew, isn't he? Are they kind of young to run a team?
That's what I mean. Like, all Joe's grandkids are Ty Gibbs' age for the most part, or younger.
Man, it's going to take some experience to run something so big.
And Ty wants to race. He's not going to be your Ben Kennedy and step down and go run NASCAR. He's going to...
Wasn't Ben Kennedy kind of working the drive-through window at NASCAR?
Well, he's running the...
Truck Series schedule.
Or all the schedules now. He's the one that came up with the whole Clash thing.
Don't you drive by the window and say, give me, double cheeseburger there?
Benny Kennedy.
Is he related to...
He's a France.
The Kennedys?
No, he's a France. He's related to the France.
Well, his mom was a France.
Yeah, and she married a Kennedy.
Is it the Kennedys, though? Is there a relation?
I doubt it. It could be,
I'm going to Google that for next episode.
Yeah, you get back to us.
I'll see if that's JFK related.
Richard Childress rode on the Rose Day Parade float. Did you see it?
Richard Childress?
Richard Petty.
Well, I had to watch it on YouTube because all the channels, it wasn't on any of the networks.
Yeah, the float broke down and wouldn't go. A lot of people were pissed off because the float had Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s car, Jeff Gordon's car, and the King Richard Petty's car on it, but it didn't have Jimmy Johnson. They were saying you had 2 of the 3 7-time champions on there. Why not put Jimmy?
Why wouldn't you put Jimmy? What do they got against Jimmy?
So who did more for the sport, Jimmy or Jeff?
A lot of dead air there. I would say Jeff.
Yeah. I don't think there's a question about it.
I mean, that was the peak of NASCAR and I know now that we know later it was fake, but
the rivalry?
Dale Sr. Gordon made it.
It was a real rivalry. They just
profited off
of it. Yeah.
Because Dale told Jeff how to do it.
Yeah, let's make some money.
But that rivalry made you watch.
Oh, no doubt.
We ain't got that anymore. There's not. What rivalry did... And Senior had a rivalry his whole career. It wasn't Jeff all the time, and we could do a whole episode on his rivalries.
Well, I mean...
The Bodines.
So you have... I don't know. You had Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch, I think, is a rivalry.
But with Keselowski and not as a competitive car, isn't...
Well, I mean, they're not going to...
Well, you had Joey and Truex.
It's not the same.
That has died down.
It's not the same as it used to be, though.
Doesn't somebody need to stroke that controversy?
You had...
Ty Gibbs and Sam.
Yeah, well, Ty Gibbs and pretty much everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Noah Gragson getting into a fight.
Well, that would be a nice rivalry to hit the Cup Series.
Noah and Ty?
Yeah.
Yes, it would. That's what needs to happen. Noah needs to wreck Ty in the 125s at Daytona.
No, Ty needs to wreck Noah.
Let's not rape nobody.
Ty needs to wreck Noah, and then Noah finally say, I've had enough of this crap, and just T-bone his ass.
That would be funny.
Oh, yeah, it'd be great. We need more rivalries.
Well, maybe with NASCAR announcing that they're going to have a wet weather tire for short tracks this year, we'll have more rivalries because of the beating and banging trying to drive in the flipping rain. What do you think about short track wet weather tires, Jamie?
What did I say last year? We need to race every race regardless of weather.
Whether they have weather tires. I agree with that. Like, you win some, you lose some. I'm not a fan of wet weather tires because I think it's going to produce crappy racing, but I would rather watch a race on wet weather tires on Sunday afternoon than miss it on Monday morning because I got to work.
Mm-hmm. And what did we see at the 24-hour last year? There was a little bit of rain.
A little bit of snow.
A little bit of snow. A whole lot of cold.
Whole lot of cold.
And the drivers were suffering in the pit boxes. I mean, because it was miserable. It was like Christmas.
It was like our Christmas this year.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I'm hoping that deep freeze that's hit the south doesn't hit again for the 24 hours.
I'm bringing jackets just in case.
Oh, I mean, I'll bring a jacket, but hopefully I don't have to pack a snowsuit. That's what I'm getting
I
at.
think I forgot gloves last year. That kind of sucked.
No, you had gloves.
Did I?
I had 3 pair of gloves
Kind
on.
of washed out of my mind the
Is that
pain
beach house in that screwed
that we
us up?
suffered. Yeah, but it sure made that Best Western look like heaven.
You know, if we wouldn't have had that experience, this show wouldn't be what it is today. You know how many times we've referenced the Beach House Inn, the Crack House Inn, whatever.
We're going to have
call
to
it,
drive
the Beach Hole
by
Inn.
Friday night
It's the
to
only.
see if it's still there.
It's the only hotel on Daytona Beach that got hit by the hurricane, and you can't tell.
No, because all the home...
It was already missing
The
the door.
tide sucked up all the
It's
homeless
probably
people
cleaner.
and put them next to it.
It's probably cleaner now that they've had all that seawater rush through the rooms. It probably washed those floors. That
We ought
yellow,
to buy a lotto ticket. Isn't it $1 billion?
I don't know. We can buy
I
one
think
here.
so. I saw it on the news.
Don't you have it on your cell phone?
I ain't going to put that information on the cell phone. Think about it, though. $1 billion. We could buy the Beach House Inn, tear it down, and build a nice,
I'd build it back the way it was.
but cleaner.
I don't know.
Would you
Maybe.
hire a
Gold gym?
gold gym lady?
Gold gym glove? lady?
Anorexic lady with the weightlifting gloves?
Hey, she looked like she been working out, man.
And the no-name motorcycle?
Sure.
Sitting in the lobby?
The only workout she'd been doing was cooking crystal meth in the back room at the Beach House Inn. I guarantee you that one room on the backside where the stairs were blown away at, that room, that's where they cooked the meth at. That's why the stairs were blown away.
Well, that's why she was wearing those fingerless gloves
She
to
burned her
handle the
fingers
meth.
off?
Yeah, she's handling that meth. And I Googled that motorcycle.
What was it?
It's made in India.
It was an Indian, wasn't it?
No, it was an Enfield,
Oh, okay. I didn't even.
which is like a rifle.
Why was it in the flipping lobby? We
Well,
couldn't go in the lobby,
it
but
was
she parked
past
in.
the glass. It was protected from
Yeah.
COVID.
She didn't want her motorcycle to get
You think
COVID.
they still got that glass there?
Probably.
I don't think that was COVID glass.
I don't
I think
either.
that was an hourly rental
That's
glass.
EBT glass.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what it was.
Uh-huh.
Just transactions fast. You
Yeah.
know how long you need it? 30 minutes? Take it.
Yep.
You
And
know, she
Where's your
times you.
EBT card? The meth is...
Yeah, hand me your driver's license. Let me hold your meth as collateral, and then you can pay me for the time you use the room. That's about what it looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I still have nightmares about it. All right. Let's see. Vince Welch has announced he will not be returning to Fox in 2023. Vince has been the play-by-play guy for the Truck Series for a few years now.
What, 20?
Did he get fired,
They
or
might
did
not
he
have-
quit? What do you think? I mean, there's no...
Well, if you watch
I
the
just told you
truck race,
all the info I have.
what expense do they have in the truck race? The guys are sitting in the studio in Charlotte with
Except
the
when,
race playing behind them.
except when Fox has the Cup races, then they actually bring them
Well,
out.
they're flying out anyway.
So half a season they have live in person, and the other half they all stand in a warehouse in front of a few TVs and look like idiots. Fox and the
I
Truck
think
Series
this
sucks.
is letting us know what Fox is going to do with the TV contract.
They're getting out of it.
Yep.
I think ESPN takes over and Fox is gone.
Well, ESPN's doing, we mentioned it earlier, the Thursday Night Thunder,
Yeah.
which was great for racing back when they had it 20 years ago.
The number one, or like, if you look at TV programs for 2022, 6 of the top 10 were live sporting events. People love watching live sporting events because you can't record them. People don't like recording them.
No, because what if shoot, you've ruined races for me that I've recorded. Oh, did you see that pass? Oh, I'm recording it. So
Yeah.
you almost, like the next Sunday, I'm like, oh, I better watch the race, or Brad sent me some dumbass text telling me who won.
Yeah, I try not to do that no more. I've tried to get better. If you notice, towards the end of the season, I would ask you, are you live? Of course, this year we're going to try to both be semi-live, so after the race is over, we can do live commentary right after the end of the race.
Yeah, we're going to figure out how to get you guys more content, which may be on YouTube on the weekend, because we still realize we have to work during the week.
So on over the Christmas holiday, found out that Ken Block was killed in a snowmobile accident Yeah, thoughts and prayers obviously go out to his family. It's tragic. It looked like from what I could read, it looked like the snowmobile basically flipped over on top of him and killed him.
Badass driver.
I had the pleasure of watching Ken do some drifting at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and then he raced in a rally car race there one time, and we got to see that. So I'm glad I had the experience of being able to watch Ken drive, but, you know, he was co-owner of DC Shoes. I mean, he did a lot for the racing community and the skate community, honestly. So thoughts and prayers go out to his family on that one. They also announced, Charlotte Motor Speedway has announced that they got the new up-and-coming band, the Doobie Brothers, at 75 plus years old, will be performing
them?
Yeah, they're going to perform their breakthrough hit, Listen to the Music, from 1972.
I thought they were the new K-pop breakthrough band.
Doobie
All
Brothers?
boys?
I just thought it was two potheads standing there singing together.
I
The
thought it
Doobie
was
Brothers.
K-pop New Kids on the Block Doobies.
I mean, these guys are 75 years old. Now, before the show started, we went...
My mom and dad probably love those guys.
Your mom and dad might be too young for these guys.
Could be.
Before the show, me and Jamie went on Spotify and listened to the Doobie Brothers.
Because we couldn't name a song at all. Zero.
Listen to the Music is their biggest hit.
But yeah, we knew that one.
That's from 1972.
And that Blackwater, Mississippi Delta Queen of America.
No, Mississippi Queen was that band Mountain.
Blackwater. Roll on Blackwater.
Oh, Blackwater. Bam, ba-dam.
That's about all I got.
That's Black Betty.
Oh,
Black Betty. Bam, ba-dam.
So they got something about water somewhere and it's black.
Keep on rolling. Oh, Blackwater. Keep on rolling.
Oh, the Mississippi Mud Moon.
Mississippi
Moon
Mud
Pie. Moon Pie?
Moon Pie.
Moon-eyed people? On a raft going down the Mississippi?
I saw a mood ring toilet seat. So when you sit on it, it tells you what your mood is.
You know, I have glowing toilet seats at home.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Does it help?
Well, yeah, I don't have to turn a light on.
Still pee outside at night?
Well, before I go to bed, I do.
My thing is with the Doobie Brothers is, why can't you pick somebody relevant? Somebody who actually has a hit in the last 30 years.
The kids these days are into country music.
Okay.
So let's bring in
Chris Stapleton, Eric Church. I mean, there's big names. This is a big event. This is the Coca-Cola
Zach
600.
Brown owns a mansion just down the road from where we're sitting right now.
Yeah, but this is in Charlotte.
They can bring him up to Charlotte.
We'll bring him with us. He can ride with us.
What's it take us to get up there? 4 hours?
Yeah, we'll pick Zach up in the Prius and he can just ride with us to Charlotte.
50 to the gallon? Why not? Come on, Zach Brown.
Heck, he can cover the gas. Tonight, Georgia Bulldogs play TCU Horny Frogs. Horn Toads, where are they? I don't like TCU. I'm a Georgia fan. Where are they?
I have no clue,
Horn Frogs.
Man.
Horn
I grew up in Georgia.
So TCU is the Texas
nice
Christian
shirt though, going retro
University.
on the logo.
Go Dogs, man.
Yeah.
Told you I'm a dog fan through and through. Tonight is the college football championship. Go Dogs. Who you got?
Dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't accept me for college, but
They have a college?
do they?
I never
yeah,
went
I
to college
forgot.
there.
Them and Alabama are a professional team playing at college stadiums.
Exactly.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry.
Well, Alabama don't even have a professional team.
They don't even have.
My son has a friend. She lives in
But
Alabama.
Georgia didn't either until 60s.
My son has a friend who
70s.
lives in Alabama, and she's like, I'm taking TCU tonight. I'm going to pull
Why?
for it because they're a Christian university. And I told him, I said, no, she picked TCU because she's salty because Alabama has already
Sucks.
played. Alabama
sucks
sucks.
this year.
Alabama didn't even make the playoffs.
No, they suck.
Yeah, Nick, what are you going to do, Mr. Nick Saban? Step it up before you get replaced.
Doesn't he also make Power Rangers? Isn't that Saban?
Is it?
Saban Productions?
No.
You sure?
No.
I'm not either.
But I highly doubt
I think he makes Power Rangers.
it. Power Rangers been out a long time, man.
I know. When I was a kid, I watched Power
What was
Rangers.
it? You had the Red Ranger.
Did you know the
Green
original
one?
one croaked? He was my age.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did he die or kill himself?
Well, I just saw he
I'd
died.
probably kill myself if I was a Red Ranger.
Was it the red one?
Yeah.
They had all kinds.
I was kind of sad when I read it because
I remember the pink one. Didn't they have a pink one?
oh yeah, they got a pink one,
Yellow?
blue,
How many was there?
a whole rainbow.
Did you watch Gummy Bears?
Gummy bears.
Remember the Disney one? Like gummy bears. Bouncing
Gummy
here
bears.
and
There was
bouncing
a bear.
everywhere.
Care Bears.
No, not Care Bears. This is Gummy Bears. It was on Disney Channel.
When I was in Nevada, there was a store that sold gummy bears.
Not those gummy bears.
Oh. I thought it was a bakery, but my wife said, hey, look, they test where you work. That's not the bakery for you.
So DC released a comic called The Joker, The Man Who Stopped Laughing, #4. In this one, the Joker becomes pregnant and has a mud baby who he keeps and raises as his son.
That's racist, dude.
So many people are up in arms, mad that the Joker has a baby and raises him as his son.
Why can't he have a baby?
I'm not mad about it. Look, this is where men should have babies at, in comic books. Not real life, but in comic books. I'm okay with this wackadoodle crap. You can pull all this stupid stuff you
So
want.
every Marvel movie that comes out sells $1 billion in tickets.
I don't watch Marvel movies.
But it's make-believe.
They suck. I hate Marvel.
They got the multiverse. It's all make-believe. Why are people getting mad about Joker having a baby?
Because
Did he have the baby?
Because of everything going on in society, they're taking it too literal. I mean, comic books have been fantasy since, I don't know,
comic books, yeah.
I'm just frustrated that people are trying to take fantasy. You know, comic book world is where anything can happen. There's no limits on what can happen in comic book world. That's what makes it so good.
Did you see last week the comic book world at the Capitol in DC?
What was last week?
The comic world.
That's clown show.
Was that clown show or comic clown show?
No, it's just clown show. That's every day, 5 days a week, and on Saturday and Sunday. That's when
Oh yeah, they did go over the weekend, didn't they? Did we finally get our money's worth with our Congress people working overtime?
Well, they were all mad about January 6th. They were mourning it. They were PTSD cracked up on them.
That's just a day.
Well, remember they had the riots of January. You know, let's talk about January 6th for a minute. The January 6th committee has accidentally...
Well, you and I have different opinions on January 6th.
Yeah. I didn't think it was a big deal.
I thought it was, but I was very disappointed that the guards, Capitol Hill Police, whatever you want, they should have machined them down, man. Machine gun them.
It's a public building.
It was closed.
It doesn't matter.
If you break down a barrier, if you come into my house uninvited, I'm shooting you.
Let me tell you why I have a problem.
Shooting you.
Listen, this is why I think it didn't bother most Americans. I don't think January 6th, the demonstration...
Well, I'm not all appalled like the liberals.
We had just spent 3 months of watching peaceful protests burn down our cities.
No, it was longer than that, dude.
6 months.
9, I think.
9 months. Okay,
It might have been a year.
We had spent a year watching peaceful protesters burn down our country. Literally burn it. We had a Wendy's here in Atlanta burn to the ground because of a protest. We had just watched that. So a bunch of dudes dress up like Indians and buffaloes storm the Capitol. Didn't even start. They walked through a window.
So if Antifa storms the White House.
But what I'm saying is these dudes peacefully walking into the...
But they're screaming, hang Mike Pence, and Mike Pence is there.
Not all of them.
Kill them.
I'm just saying, what looked more extreme to you?
Kill them.
The peaceful protest or...
I don't care if they're liberals or conservatives. Kill them.
No.
Kill them. And I've got a
Don't move out of their way. The Capitol Police opened the barricades and let them in.
Kill them. You have guns. They don't.
They did. The Capitol
Kill
Police.
them. They killed one person.
Yeah, who was walking out.
There should have been hundreds.
She was climbing out the window when he shot her in the back.
You know what? I don't feel sorry for her.
I do.
I don't.
Her whole family.
Kill her.
I disagree with you.
I don't care if she got shot right up her butthole.
I disagree with
running at 100 miles an hour in the opposite direction.
There's no way
you're
going to convince me January 6th was more tragic than 9/11, which is what Uncle Joe said. Uncle Joe said.
But now you're dragging it all the way to the other side. I have a take. And I understand the frustration. And I don't think it has anything to do with Donald Trump pointing to the Capitol. But as someone that's in the shrinking middle class, I realize no one in D.C. represents me.
No, they hate us.
No one. They do. We're a tool.
Yeah.
We're like toilet paper for them. A necessary evil to get reelected.
That's it.
Yep. That's it. If you have a job, minimum wage, or $50 million a year, you're still not rich enough for that side of politics that caters to the billionaires. Or if you're poor and don't have a job, you're just bought by the socialism in our government. It's my opinion.
I don't disagree with that. I agree with you on politics 100%, 99% of the time, right?
I can't do percentages.
Is that like
without
working
a
8 days a
calculator.
week, 25 hours a day?
I got that percentage button on the calculator or on my phone.
Works great, don't it?
Yeah, it works great.
So I just think that Americans as a whole have been desensitized to riots, to protest, all that crap, because we had spent like a year to 9 months, whatever it was, watching
And
all
in
these
lockdown,
riots.
too. Don't forget, we were locked up like we were prisoners in our own house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Wearing diapers on our face so we don't catch some bizarre disease that was probably been around for hundreds of years, but some scientists decided to name it.
Well, no, scientists decided to manufacture it in a Chinese lab.
Yeah, but it had to be there. They just put some.
And why, if it was made in 2019 and we called it COVID-19, so shouldn't we upgrade it every year? COVID-20?
I think we got to give
COVID-21?
it a number every time there's a new one. So,
Well, the
like,
new one
there's
is it's
Omicron, Deltacron, Bombicron.
the new one is
So
YRB 105.3, right? Something like that. YRB is Young Ryan Blaney, so it's RRB or AR. I don't know.
I don't care about COVID anymore.
Had it, moved on, whatever.
Yeah. If I die from it, I die from it. I could die from a cold.
The lack of smell, the whole smell and taste thing pissed me off this time. Because not only could I not taste, when I could taste, it tasted like metallic metal. It was just nasty, like sucking on a piece of lead.
But what did you see during the lockdown? Billionaires having parties.
Well, politicians
Drive through public housing. They're having parties. They're wearing their face mask on their chin. Freaking billionaires aren't wearing any face mask while we're on lockdown.
Yeah.
And don't forget, hundreds of thousands, if not millions, lost their jobs. Middle class people that finally realized no one gives a shit about them.
Nobody does care about the middle class. That's
No.
been proven over and over and over and over.
What do we elect, though?
They need you,
Billionaires.
but they don't like you.
Or we can find a person that's average, put them in there,
Give them $1 billion.
then we'll find out they do some little insider trading. They retire with billions.
That's like they released Trump's tax returns. When are we going to release Biden's, Clinton's,
Oh, Biden
Obama's?
released them.
I think.
They released them.
Whose?
All of them.
Joe's?
Joe's, Obama's.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Were they legit?
Trump was the first one not to release them since, like, Teddy Roosevelt.
I think it should be, but I mean, what I'm getting at is it should be public domain.
It is public domain now because they released them.
Yeah, but I mean, any politician who is sitting in holding a political office, theirs and their spouses' returns should be released to the public. We should know what they're spending. So if there is insider trading, we know it.
Mm-hmm.
If Nancy Pelosi buys
But you know what the fine is? They're supposed to know. They're supposed to be notified, but you know what the fine is if I'm in Congress and don't tell you I did insider trading? $200.
Whoop-de-doo.
I know.
Nancy probably sends them that every week.
Oh, yeah.
She's making $200 billion off this.
But it's
friggin' stock
self-reported.
market.
What if she doesn't self-report for 12 years? It's still $200.
That's where we're messing up at, though. We're thinking that a politician would lie to us. They're going to be honest, and they're going to report everything exactly
Who
like it
believes
has.
that? I mean, look at that Speaker of the House crap.
But I saw a comedian recently. He said, he goes, guys, do you really think politicians are always honest with you? They're like the parent to all Americans, right? He said, I only have one kid, and I lie to that little son of a bitch all the time.
Oh, they're constantly
That's what I'm
lying
saying.
to us.
So, they're lying. Congress is lying to us.
You stop in and just cross into the D.C. border, having grown up there, you got to shower.
You got to
You're
wash
dirty.
the filth off when you leave.
You're dirty.
Nobody.
But anyway,
Bills player Damar Hamlin is doing much better. He's actually speaking, video conferenced with his team. Dude, that was insane. I mean, he just got hit.
it must have been right at that millisecond where if you get hit, you get hurt.
Yeah, he got hit in between heartbeats, basically.
Yeah. And from what I've heard, the guy's a good guy. He's just a kid.
Like I was telling you earlier, like that whole thing brought grown men to their knees to pray. On the field, on national TV, you had players praying. You had ESPN announcers live on air praying. A whole nation turned to prayer because of that hit. So part of Damar's story, the rest of his life, is going to be that.
And from what I've been told, he's a religious kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Like he was praying before this happened.
Demonstrates the power of prayer.
So do you think he goes back and plays? Would you go back and play?
If the doctors say yes, I think so. Unless they find a regular heartbeat or something that might have caused it. But if the doctors clear him, wouldn't you want to play?
I don't know. I think after almost dying from a hit, I would think about that when I got hit again.
What if you're on a job site, right? In air conditioning? And some install tech's running around with an ice pick? Not that they should be. But he trips and falls, hits a refrigerant line, and you get smacked in the face with refrigerant. It sucks up all the oxygen like it does, and you pass out. And you're unconscious. The ICU.
I go into cardiac arrest?
Yeah.
Well,
you can.
Maybe I look for another job then.
Or do you come back? Do you know anything other than air conditioning?
All right, let's say this. Let's your whole theory of running around with an ice pick. Say I'm working on
Sawzall.
You're working on an outdoor unit and you get electrocuted. That's probably more along the same lines as getting hit in between heartbeats. But if you get electrocuted...
Well, I've been electrocuted working on a unit because I trusted someone else. Did you pull the disconnect?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yeah, I've had that happen. It hurts.
Yeah, it does.
But what I'm saying is, it kind of reminds me of a NASCAR driver. The old guys say the young guys are so good because they don't know what it feels like to hit the wall at 190 miles an hour, right?
Well, now Ross Chastain does, and it works.
So... this Damar Hamlin knows what it's like to almost die from a hit. You don't think that's in the back of his head when he goes back out there to play?
Well, if it is, he needs to retire because you got to play.
So I'm saying
100% committed.
It would be hard for me. I don't know. Does he have kids, family?
No, he's only like 23. He's got a mom, a dad, and a younger brother.
Okay, so yeah, well, maybe he does go back then. As a dad and a husband, I think differently about things. It's not just my life I worry about now. So maybe without wife and kids, maybe he does go back. I don't know. I would just...
What are the chances of that happening again? Let's see. Someone said like
matter.
1970, a Detroit Lion died on the field.
There was a kid who had that happen to him in high school, and he...
Oh, that Corey Stringer with Minnesota 10 years ago in practice.
There's a kid who got a full ride to Maryland this year. Starts at Maryland next season. Full ride. And he had it happen to him in high school.
Well, Maryland had a guy die during practice.
The state of Georgia will not start a Little League baseball game until they have a paramedic on the field because a 12-year-old got hit with a ball in the chest about 10 years ago, right around here, around Peachtree City, and it killed him. The ball hit him in the chest. In between heartbeats, same thing. Sent him into cardiac arrest and killed him. So they will not start a Little League game now because of that.
Boy, Little League must cost a lot more.
Well, all right, Jamie. We are getting gas in Albuquerque, New Mexico in a few weeks while we're out on the Cannonball Run. If we were going to get a motel while we were there, where would we not want to stay?
Well, we had to Google this.
How to spell Albuquerque?
No, well, I'm not sure if I spelled it right.
You spelled
I spelled Albuquerque.
You spelled it differently.
Albuquerque.
That's Albuquerque.
So this was an anonymous review, and they said doing a PCS. Brad had to look it up, and that's military for something.
It's like your personal contract service. Your personal... Permanent Contract Station, I think is what it said.
My dad was in the Navy. I didn't hear PCS bantered around.
That's, these new age military guys are all about their 3 syllables.
So you're going to leave a review and you're going to go all secret code shit?
Yeah.
Like you're
doing a PCS from the CIA, from the FL to the CA with the FBI and the NSA on my back.
You ever wonder why the SEALs are called SEALs? They're not very daunting. Shouldn't they be the Navy Sharks?
SEAL. Sea Evasion.
Sea World
Air,
of
and
American
Land.
Navy people.
Right.
SEALs.
It's
Sea, air, and
land.
invisible. I don't even know how to...
Sea Evasion. I can't remember.
Is a seal spelled the same as I need to seal my Tupperware?
I used to read a lot of like fictional books on war or military, so I can't remember that. Anyway, carry on. Doing a PCS
Doing
from Florida.
a PCS from Florida to California. And stopped at the Marriott in Albuquerque. 4-star reviews on Google. Looked good, so I booked. I'd do that.
Looked good, so I booked.
Yeah. Checked in and room was nice, but for whatever reason, I decided to look at the reviews more closely and came across 2 that said their vehicle was broken into. I told my husband and said, I have a bad feeling. So throughout the night, we looked out the window to check on our car and everything looked fine. We checked out, got to the car, and lo and behold, our back window was completely smashed in, and they stole our luggage, and I'm not sure what else, since we had a lot of small appliances and boxes crammed into the back. Fucking sucks. That's her words, not mine.
You already dropped the F-bomb.
We've been on the road. Well, she did. I'm repeating it. Is that on me?
Yeah.
I don't think it's on me.
I'll give you a pass.
All right.
I'll give you a pass. Don't let it happen again.
We've been on the road for a bit, and I just wanted to get home. Well, I thought they were moving from one place to the other. Did they already have a home in California?
Yeah, they're probably moving base home to base home, so it's never it's kind of like never leaving home. Military base homes are probably like
shit
cookie cutter houses. They're all the
public
same.
housing. Yeah,
they're all the same.
You get your own house as an officer, but it's still like public, full house.
Well, that's what I would imagine. This guy had his own house.
Well, now she has to drive 13 to 14 hours with tarp taped to the back. And Albuquerque police won't even call us back, so we can't file a claim with our insurance company yet. You would think they would have security or something when they know it's common in Albuquerque. Now, I looked up crime statistics in Albuquerque. Remember that show Breaking Bad?
Mm-hmm.
That's not an exaggeration about what's going on in Albuquerque. That place is off the chains, man, and crime and drugs.
So here's my problem. She says, I decided to look at reviews more closely and came across 2 that said their vehicle was broken into. I told my husband and said, I have a bad feeling. So throughout the night, we looked out the window to check on the car and everything looked fine. Then she comes down here and she's complaining about not being able to get a hold of the cops. You would think that then she says, you would think they have security or something when they know it's common in Albuquerque. So she knows it's common in Albuquerque. She read 2 reviews, enough to make her worry. She still stayed there. So it's kind of on her, right?
Marriott is probably a top-tier hotel chain.
I mean, I
call it a top tier. I put it there with Hilton.
If we pulled into a Marriott, I would be comfortable not needing a sleeping cocoon.
But I also believe if you went down to check out after an hour of being there, Marriott would say, I feel your concern, will refund your money.
I don't know. I just, like I said, she knew this going into it. She knows Albuquerque's a sketchy place because she admits that. At some point, if we go, look,
why didn't she send her husband to sleep in the car?
We both read reviews for hotels all the time. So I won't stay anywhere until I've spent a good hour or so reading reviews, and a lot of them. If I go on and read 4 reviews and half of them say my car got broke into, probably not going to stay there. I'm probably going to say, you know what, honey, I know you're tired, but I think if we keep driving a little ways, just get on through Albuquerque, we can find somewhere a little safer. I don't know what's after Albuquerque because I don't even know where Albuquerque is.
This place is like downtown. Go out in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Their city data will give you a nice little map of where you don't want to be.
Stay in San John.
San John's only got 1 hotel.
You can stay there. Or you can stay in Amarillo.
Yeah, you could.
I mean, I know that pissed you off, but
I hate Amarillo.
I know you.
With a freaking passion.
Yeah, that's a George Strait song, man.
Is it? I hate Amarillo with a freaking passion?
No. Amarillo by morning.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's a good song.
It's a really good song. That's why I wanted to stop in Amarillo.
But I got stuck for 2 days.
You told me about your nightmare story of Amarillo.
It's kind of like that Moon-Eye dude running around throwing shit in the air in circles, saying, "Give me my $1."
No, he didn't want $1. He wanted change. Remember?
Everybody in Amarillo.
He threw the $1 back at her.
I had a Volkswagen GTI. It broke down in Amarillo, and everybody in Amarillo wanted to rip me off.
Nobody will help. Poor Jamie.
I hated it. I still hate it.
Where are we going next?
You're driving while we're going through Amarillo, and I'm going to close my eyes. I don't even want to see it.
So if I'm driving, does that mean
Won't I turn into salt like Lot's wife?
I just want to stop by the sign that says "Welcome to Amarillo" and take a picture?
I'm going to shoot it with the gun.
That's fine.
Hey, if I'm bringing a gun in the car and we get to California, is that illegal in California?
Shh. You can't say that.
I'm bringing a gun.
Shh. You can't say that.
I might bring more than one. I am bringing more than one. There's no might.
I'm bringing one, too, so that's 3 now.
I'm going to have the big cannon and then a little backup.
Yeah, I mean, we both have concealed weapons permits.
Do you think Chips is going to listen to us?
We're both licensed. We're okay to carry in Texas.
I'm talking about California.
You said Chips, right?
Isn't that California Highway Patrol?
I thought Chips was the... Oh, that's what it stood for. I thought it was Texas.
Don't you remember the TV? You're too old. You're too young for the TV show.
I do remember it had the little Spanish dude and the white dude with the blonde hair.
It's still on the...
I thought it was a Texas thing, though. I didn't know
because of the desert they were always in?
I don't remember any of that. I just remember it was 2 cops on a bike, on a motorcycle. 2 motorcycles, 2 cops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was real little when it came out, but I love that show. I can't remember their character names, but...
Oh, I never watched it, but I thought...
I love the awesome accidents in it.
I thought it was based out of Texas, is what I was getting.
I don't know. California Highway Patrol.
Where's the I?
Highway.
That's an H.
No, H-I. Hi.
Well, why ain't it C-A?
Hi.
Why ain't it
Hello. Hi.
C-A-H-I?
I'm from California. They do their own thing there.
Yeah, obviously.
Look, they allow you to smoke as much weed as you want, but you can't carry a gun. But you can sleep in a trash bag on the street.
And they allow homeless people to live on your property, and you can't do nothing about it.
And they allow those Hollywood star weirdos to live there.
To be wackadoodles.
Uh-huh.
To like 7-year-old
Tell us how to vote.
20-year-old women.
Yeah, tell us how to vote.
Tom Hanks.
Aren't they still wearing masks in California? Are we going to have to bring masks?
I think they are requiring masking up again in California. They might not. What if they go on lockdown and we can't get into California on the Cannonball Run?
We're just screwed. We can circle around Nevada a couple times.
Just do circles to equal the mileage.
Yeah.
In a Walmart parking lot.
Yeah, what is it? 2,904 miles. Once we hit it, we declare, we name it something else. Yeah. Race car backwards run.
The race car backwards ball run.
Uh-huh. So you go to the Mirage and do circles. You got 1,000 miles
you get
left.
to California and take a right and go all the way around to Oregon.
Yeah. Well, Orange County's a little conservative. They let us in there without a chin strap.
Can we go to Maricopa County?
I think on the way back we're going through Maricopa.
That's in...
you want to go to jail there?
Isn't that in Nevada, right?
No, that's in Arizona.
Arizona, yeah. That's what I was getting at. But I'll just see them on the news all the time.
You want to count votes there?
Yeah. If we get pulled over for speeding in their county, can we be like, look, you need to recheck my speed. I know it says 85, but we were definitely going a clean 82.
I haven't driven cross country in a long time, but back then, 80 miles an hour was the speed limit in the desert.
So I know through a lot of places when we went out to Kansas, it was 75, the speed limit was. So... I would imagine
if we get a ticket, it's going to be max 5 over, which is really a waste of time.
And that's only if the speed limit drops to 45. The only way we're getting a ticket is if they lower the speed limit. All right, where are we going?
All right, next it's actually Super 8 by Wyndham.
Wyndham, our
favorite chain, and this was not really a review. It's the Albuquerque Journal, or as I spell it, the Albuquerque Journal.
The Albuquerque.
But it was in their newspaper on Thursday, September 23rd, 2021 at 5:30 p.m.
Exactly.
And so it says, it started last week when police reported a Portales motel guest was hit in the eye with a shard of methamphetamine from a sink.
A shard of methamphetamine. That I don't think we've ever had a shard of methamphetamine on the show.
Isn't the nickname for it glass? I mean, my knowledge of Breaking Bad is, of meth is from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Was it blue glass?
Breaking Bad was the only blue meth.
Did they copyright it or patent it?
Well, no. Remember in Breaking Bad,
I'm just saying.
He was the only one.
Yeah,
that made
he was the blue
meth.
guy.
Yeah, nobody else was making blue meth.
But then the police found more of the substance in the ice machine. So these people were getting cranked up.
So that's why you called it a shard, because of the glass. I was thinking the shard because of your underwear.
I shard myself.
That's where I went with shard.
Authorities concluded a large amount of meth had made its way into the water system of the Super 8 by Wyndham Portales. They shut down the hotel and called a hazmat team and tested the city's water supply. So there is so much meth in this town, they're shutting down stuff to test the water supply? So my question is...
Where's the meth in the water supply coming from?
Is Breaking Bad really not fiction? It's true to life?
Oh, it is, I'm sure. If it wasn't before, it is now.
Are we going to get murdered pumping gas while we're in New Mexico?
I mean,
other than that, we got guns.
You got to worry about that when you're on Old National over here in Atlanta.
That's true. Well, there you go.
It's no different.
So how does it fly out of the faucet and hit your eyeball? Did you stick your eyeball under the faucet?
Well...
Or is it boomerang meth? It shot out and did a circle back, and you were standing there while you were shaving and just cut your eyeball.
I want to know how the meth got into the water system. Oh, so it's in the water system of the Super 8.
But how did it cook itself in the glass where a shard hit you?
Well, I don't know. I think the shard came from something else. I think
they were using meth and blamed it on the water. And then the police showed up and said, the guy called his boss, said,
dump some meth in the water.
I can't do that drug test tomorrow. There's meth in the water. And so they called the police and they called the newspaper too. And so now
everybody's concerned.
Now their boss is like, he's right. Look,
there's meth in the water.
Oh my God. We're going to have to cancel the drug testing at the company because everybody's going to test positive for meth.
That's crazy.
Oh, I turned the page. But further testing revealed a different crystal-like substance. Sodium chloride or salt.
So he had salt in his eye?
Like I said, this guy was a meth head. He went straight for the meth.
Yeah. He was using meth.
Yeah.
He was on meth while writing this review.
Yep. Now we got Motel 1, which is like, it started before 6 or 8, I think.
Yeah.
It is not affiliated with Wyndham.
The first.
Not affiliated with them.
I'm sure.
What race car had Wyndham on it? Was that the other Richard Petty car? It was.
Somebody did have it on there recently.
GMS had
it was
Wyndham.
a Roush car.
Oh, was it?
Remember, it was Busher. Chris Busher drove the Wyndham car.
Poor guy.
Because remember, we tried to buy the Wyndham hood during the auction.
We did.
But I couldn't get it for a good price. And I wasn't paying $4,000.
Who would pay extra for a Wyndham hood?
They wanted me to pay more for that hood than a room.
That was more expensive than the scraps of car at Junior Motorsports.
For like $200, I can get the hood of your car wrapped. Wouldn't it be cheaper to buy a hood from the junkyard?
Yeah, and wrap it.
And then have it wrapped as a NASCAR driver's hood.
Hey, that would be pretty good for the barn once it gets warmer.
What if we just start selling them?
It's true.
We'll just start selling hoods. Heck, we'll autograph them.
Oh, what about roofs too? Roofs, trunks, hoods,
wheels?
Doors. We could take the door skin off. Yeah.
We can go all out.
Heck yeah.
We need a final graphics shop. All right, go ahead. Motel 1.
Motel 1. Sergeant Albert Google review. 2 out of 5. He gave it 2.
2 out of 5.
But he said, well, this place was terrible, and I was surprised I could find the restroom under all the dust and dirt still on the carpet. The other thing was the roaches. I had to fight them off to save my soda. The small bag of chips I had, I never found again. Well, the 7 roaches I named, and I'm sure they rented the rooms next door as well. The noise was tolerable if you can sleep through a concert. A couple of rooms down sounded like there was a UFC competition going on. Other than that, if you don't mind sleeping in Iraq or Afghanistan, it's okay place to crash. Literally, because it feels like sleeping in a place after a tornado or huge sandstorm hit. Well, at least you won't be lonely because of the roaches. Good luck to all that stays here. I think I survived because of my military background. I think so, too.
So I like it. I like it, man. He has humor. A UFC competition.
Tornadoes, sandstorms.
Afghanistan.
He named his roaches.
I wish he would have listed off all 7 names, though.
I do, too.
That was the only thing that would have set this one over the top.
Yep. But thank you for your service, Sergeant Albert. Thank you.
And thank you for informing me that there is a Motel 1. I knew the 6 and 8 started somewhere.
Yeah. Well,
we know.
don't you? I mean, there's a First Baptist in every town.
Yeah, I go to First Baptist.
But what town?
Fayetteville.
I have a First Baptist in my town. Which one was first?
Mine.
I don't know.
Mine was the first one in Fayetteville. That's why they call it the First Baptist of Fayetteville. You know, it's like the first bank of Fayetteville. It was the first bank. And if you got the first third bank, it was the first third bank of Fayetteville.
Was First National the first national bank ever?
Is Old National the first national?
It sounds like it's the Old National, but that's a highway.
But it would have been the first national because it had to start somewhere.
That's true.
So wouldn't it have been First National the first 50 years, then Old National the second 50 years?
But there's also just down the road the old Dixie Highway. What's the difference? The destination?
Probably. The builder.
Did you know?
The GPS mapper.
You know, I'm kind of a weird roads guy. I like the history of roads. There's a road from Savannah to California that was like in the 19-teens.
Didn't you find that road one time? The one with the bricks?
Did. Well, that's Dixie Highway.
Yeah.
Down Florida.
Yeah, you sent pictures of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, now my son wants to see it.
Really? You're going to have like father-son bonding moment?
I think you'd rather... It's just the...
Or you're not invited?
It's the trip, not the destination kind of thing.
No, you're not invited?
I might not be. Then we got Hotel Zaz.
Zaz.
It's real.
Z-A-Z-Z?
I actually went to their website because I thought it was a stupid name.
I like how he starts it.
His name is Blackfist86.
And gamer tag.
Gave it a 1 out of 5 on Google. Don't ever come here, and I mean it.
He's serious, guys.
Oh, yeah. I mean it. Some guy came into my room around 3 or 4 in the morning, tried to steal my stuff when I woke up, and grabbed him up. He said he was given a key, and he thought this was his room. I told the fat, ugly lady at the front desk about it, and she acted as if she didn't care. I could have lost my life staying in this meth drug hotel. It's really bad business. Even they weigh. He does say they weigh. She talks. She tells me I can leave after I paid $235 for a week.
A week.
And she did nothing to accommodate a safe stay while here. I'm not from New Mexico, but trust me, I'll never return. And hopefully this place gets shut down or new management takes over. Double thumbs down emoji. Awful service and ugly front desk woman keeps harassing me for no reason. I also found a little beer bottle just hanging out behind the dresser. Like it's a human beer bottle? It's alive! It's alive! What are you doing back there, beer bottle?
Stop hiding from me, beer bottle.
Did he drink it?
But that's probably it.
Huh.
It was probably empty, and that's why he's pissed.
Wow, just hanging out behind the dresser. The shower door had no latch to lock it. I've never had a shower door locked. Have you?
I'm thinking I don't want to be locked in the shower.
And no words can describe...
You're by yourself. Why does it matter if the door's even shut?
No words can describe the AC unit. Wit. Wit, no handles. Smack my head.
That's what that means?
Yeah, SMH, smack my head.
Oh, okay.
But...
I meant shut my hole.
But he had... Oh, no, he said there was no lock on the shower door. Or handles.
Yeah, but why do you need to lock the door?
Because we're...
Why do you even shut the shower door?
Because that meth drug dude came in at 3 in the morning and was given the key by the fat, ugly lady at the front desk.
True that.
But Exoscale?
Same hotel?
Same hotel.
Exo.
1 out of 5 on Google. Came here with my husband and father to visit my grandpa.
What?
Yeah, her husband and father to visit my grandpa. A lot of men in her family.
You got them all knocked out once.
Last night around 7:45, we were from out of state. That's weird, isn't it? They were only out of state at 7:45, Brad.
By 8 o'clock, they were
locals. Within 2 minutes of being in the room, it only takes 2 minutes to be a resident in Albuquerque.
Now we know. We better drive fast through Albuquerque, man.
Well, here's the reason I put this in. A large lady, Large Marge, runs this hotel. A large lady in pajamas who called herself the manager was banging on the door telling my grandpa he was going to be kicked out if we didn't leave. We were only visiting for a few hours. Terrible establishment. They tried to charge us $20 a person to visit my own family. That is kind of
stupid.
Yeah. Never go here. They're constantly on your back about what's going on and still basically in the ghetto with drug users all around the place. I will not go back.
Not going back.
But if you look at Albuquerque, it's full of drug users.
Can we get through it in 2 hours?
Well, what I was thinking, the cops don't do anything. According to other stuff I read, they do nothing.
We're good. So we can really speak.
We need to watch a YouTube video on how to make blue meth and just open up for a day and then get out.
That's too much work, man. You gotta get a license.
I don't know how to cook meth.
You gotta get a business license. You gotta get
You don't need a business license for meth.
You gotta get a meth cooker.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
You gotta get a meth cooker. We ain't got an RV.
We just need to find Hell's Angels and give them a good deal.
You gotta get an RV. You gotta go out in the desert.
We're gonna be out in the desert.
You gotta get an old dude in his underwear.
Maybe we can make smaller quantities in the back.
You be the old dude in the underwear.
We can drop the back seat and make it in the hatchback.
What was the guy's name? What was the guy's name?
His assistant, Jesse?
Yeah, Jesse. I'll dress like Jesse.
And I'll run around in
like Walt.
Boots in my underwear, my whitey tighties, and
running out the
a rebreather.
If we get pulled over in the Prius, we'll jump out
run
in our
into
underwear.
the desert in our tighty whiteys.
And with a rebreather on.
and our boots.
I was thinking if we get pulled over, we'll do the Tommy Boy thing. The bees everywhere.
Fake the bees. We can do that.
Where are we going next? What do you got, like a dude? This is the
Matthew Stevens.
Oh, I thought that was the Fetterman dude.
I think he was the Fetterman. That's the Hamburglar that killed the students in Idaho. Or is it Iowa? Iowa or Idaho? Iowa. Okay. The Iowa dudes. So, it's just, Grandpa's not involved here. Suspect in December homicide arrest by Matthew Resin. This is also the
this tied to
Albuquerque.
Yeah,
Journal.
Is this guy tied to the that same hotel?
Well, look at the dude. This guy's crazy.
Hotel Zaz?
Yes. So detectives arrested a suspect in the late December stabbing death of a man. This just happened like last month during a fight at a motel in Albuquerque. Is it Albu?
Albuquerque.
How
do you say that word?
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Breaking Bad's on Netflix. Maybe I'll watch it again and see how they say it.
Was it out of Albuquerque?
I don't know. Or was it Santa Fe?
I don't remember.
It was a great show.
It had been a while since I've seen it too.
Probably 10 years? Matthew Stevens, 32, is charged with an open count of murder, killing 53-year-old Randy Hyder. Stevens was booked into the Metropolitan Detention Center on Monday. It is unclear if he has an attorney. Stevens told police he stabbed Hyder in self-defense after Hyder hit him with a crowbar. But a witness told police Stevens was the aggressor, according to a criminal complaint filed in the Metropolitan Court. Police responded at 10:15 a.m. after an employee at an extended stay motel on Minyale Northeast near University found Hyder stabbed to death in his room. A friend told police Hyder's girlfriend said Stevens stabbed him to death during a fight. Police said surveillance video showed Stevens, who was smiling at one point, go in and out of the motel room multiple times, apparently after stabbing. There were 2 police officers parked nearby, but neither couple contacted them before leaving the hotel after the homicide. So my guess is the cops were sitting there at the donut shop.
So they're mad because the people didn't contact them?
Yeah, well, Stevens told police he went with girlfriend to get her belongings, and Hyder pulled out a crowbar.
That's what I mean. Like, these people just left. They weren't going to say nothing, you know?
Yeah, they were.
Well, they're probably from up north, because up north, you see something, you don't say nothing. Mind your own business. Aren't you going
to mind your own business before you commit the murder, too?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know why they didn't... I mean, look, I've watched old mafia movies. I've actually looked into joining the mafia, and I found out it's not a social club.
Well, you can't. I'm from the South.
You can't join it.
I'm from the South. I can't join. You have to be born in.
In the mafia or Italian?
Italian. Like, you have to be that.
They're so close, dude. Why can't we... I mean, I can join the Moose Lodge, but not the mafia?
What would it be? Their ancestry?
I don't want to kill anybody.
You'd be part of that ancestry or whatever.
Could I be associated with the mafia doing completely legal things? I don't want to go to jail.
I think you're better off just watching The Sopranos and calling it even.
It's so dated. I tried to watch it again.
Really?
I mean,
I haven't tried.
They're kind of doing like backbones.
We talked about it recently, so I was thinking about watching it again, but I was wondering if it was going to...
I watched like 3 episodes, and I'm like, hold it, man. That Suburban he's driving was brand new when he drove it, but they haven't made a Suburban like that since like 1995.
Well, it's an old show, man.
Well, anyway, Stevens told police he went with his girlfriend, blah, 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 crowbar. Stevens said Hyder hit him with the crowbar multiple times before he stabbed Hyder with a knife, adding that he had never intended for him to die. Police said the girlfriend told him Stevens started biting Hyder out of nowhere.
He stabbed him.
Even his girlfriend's turning against him. Look, girlfriend said Stevens started fighting Hyder out of nowhere before he hit Stevens with a crowbar. So basically, he was defending himself with a crowbar.
Yeah. He was getting stabbed.
She said Stevens then beat up Hyder nonstop until he was not moving on the ground, but she said she did not see the knife. Hyder's girlfriend told police Stevens said everything is all good now. Afterward,
we're good.
They moved her belongings from the room. According to the complaint, police found messages from Stevens where he appeared to threaten Hyder before the fight, writing, "I'm not trying to scare you, but I can take it as far as I need to." So he left messages for the guy? They knew each other, but they're not saying that.
Yeah, there's more to this story than we're really being told.
Yeah.
This sounds like some...
Meth fight.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely some methery going on here.
Now, have you seen The King of Tulsa?
No.
It's actually pretty good.
Cartoon?
He recruits normal people like us for the mafia. No, it's Sylvester Stallone.
King of Tulsa? Is it a movie?
Same guy that does Yellowstone.
Is it a movie?
No, it's a series. It's on Paramount.
Oh, he does good.
It's really good.
I haven't watched it. I watched his other shows, though.
But he's recruiting regular guys. They're in the mafia.
What's the prison movie or prison show? What's that called? What? I want to say Pound Town, but I know that.
Pound My Ass on HBO Max?
No. It's on Peacock.
What prison show?
You must not watch this. Same guy that does Yellowstone, Tyler Sheridan. He does that one too.
Orange is the New Black?
No, it's on Peacock. It'll come to me eventually.
Wow.
Oh, well. You go get on Peacock tonight. I mean, not Peacock. It's on Paramount.
There's a prison show on there? Oh, the mayor of Boone, he ran himself over with a snowplow.
Yeah, I saw that. But what's it called? The mayor of something?
Yeah, I watched that.
So that's the same dude that did Yellowstone.
Well, he started his own mafia.
Yeah, but that's
There's stars on there from Yellowstone that died off on Yellowstone.
Yeah. You know, you see, Sons of Anarchy was another show he did.
Really?
Yes.
That dude's on fire, isn't he? Sheridan, that's his last name.
Yes. Yeah, he does a really good job.
Wow. Well, that 1923 sucks.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch Joe Biden's older brother run around with grandma like Bonnie and Clyde on the ranch.
We'll get him, honey. Get my pudding, Jill.
Isn't that just a one-season show?
Do they have pudding in 1923?
They've had pudding forever, haven't they?
Jill, get my oatmeal.
You know, my grandfather was in his 20s in 1923. Do you think he knew?
So was Joe Biden.
Think he knew Harrison Ford? And
Is Joe Biden in this show? He's probably a youngster. Teenage Joe Biden in 1923.
I got an idea. I don't know Harrison Ford's politics, but he can remember his lines on the TV show. Should he be our next president?
Maybe he should just work with our current president.
Joe can't even read his lines on the teleprompter.
Quote, end quote, next line.
Period.
Quote.
Pause. Quote. Pause. That's my favorite. Pause.
Start again.
So here's the gas station we don't want to go to. I threw this in here because there's not a lot of NASCAR going down. Circle K on Alameda.
Alameda.
Or is it Alameda?
Alameda.
Boulevard Northeast. Circle K. So Mike S. rated this. This is on Yelp. This is one of the most ghetto Circle Ks I've been to. EBT is always down, and the last time I went, they had no ice.
And that's probably ice, as in crystal meth ice.
Isn't that the socialism credit card EBT?
Oh, yeah.
So he's living in the ghetto. His EBT card doesn't work, and he's calling them ghetto.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Gotta love America. Shouldn't he move to Portland, Oregon?
It's the only country where somebody can have a free cell phone and tweet about how they're being oppressed.
I think this guy is Antifa.
Probably.
Yeah.
I like the other one. We know to avoid the Circle K.
This is the same place. JB gave it a review on Yelp, and he says, worst Circle K I've been to so far. I saw the two clerks almost get into a fist fight. Guy and girl. The store have stressed out people working here all the time. Take forever to pay. Always struggling to pay at the pump. Always something here.
Always.
So basically, he supports what
always some
socialism guy said. Maybe. Now, I love a good conspiracy.
You think?
Maybe Hitler's still alive in Albuquerque,
working with,
living on EBT,
hanging out with John FK.
Yeah, who works at the Circle K.
Owns it.
And beats the snot out of the girl he works with.
All right, well, we don't have any NASCAR fantasy picks yet. That'll start up once we get to the Clash. So that's all I got this week, Jamie.
I think you should make a pick for champion, since I have. Totally out of the blue, not knowing which team is the strongest, what drivers got it going this year. Pick a winner. Championship.
Chase Elliott.
All right, I'm going with Denny, but I kind of want Chase to win it.
I mean, if I got to pick a pick now, I'm going to go with Chase.
But I think this is Denny's year.
I don't disagree with you.
I have a feeling Hendrick Motorsports is going to downtrend just a little.
I think they downtrended a little last year.
They did. I think it's going to go down a little more. You know, you got Jeff Gordon crying that there's no money in NASCAR. They're losing money.
I could also see a scenario where Kevin Harvick
goes to Trackhouse.
No, wins the championship.
I think he's, what is he, 97 years old? Maybe he should run for president.
I could just see it where he would, that could happen. Like, I could see him having a breakout year this year. Or, I tell you another person you'd have to watch out for, and Gibbs struggled a lot last year, and so did 2311. But
don't you think Toyota had a part with that struggle?
I'm saying, so Tyler Reddick could be a force to reckon with this year.
Do you think the drama that happened at Gibbs can affect this season? I think so.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to imagine that the loss of your son would affect your performance. But I mean, do
you think Joe's really pulling strings though?
No, but I think that Coy's presence at the shop not being there now would probably affect operations.
But being a coach in the NFL, you got to be prepared for the starter to go down, the second string, and hope your third string can pull it off. Don't you think Joe's got people in management that can cover?
I don't think Joe was planning on his son dying and putting fail-safes in place.
I don't think anybody was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think
the guy was 40-something?
49.
Yeah.
I don't think you can prepare for that. So I think it.
Do you think it affects Ty's driving?
I don't know. That's what I've been curious about. It's either going to do one or two things. It's either going to slow him down or speed him up.
My head was in a funk for a year after my dad died.
That's what I mean. You said that on the show here.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
or he uses that to clear his head. I mean, Dale Jr. said he couldn't wait to get in the car because it cleared his head. Or no, once he got in the car, it cleared his head. You know, he went out at Rockingham and wrecked. And then by the next week when he got back in the car, I think it was Atlanta.
Well, you do have when a family member dies.
But I think because the
apologies and the I'm sorries start to piss you off.
Yeah, it gets annoying.
You're like,
just
okay, shut the fuck up.
You're reminding me of it.
Yeah.
Thank you, but you know, people are just.
I mean, it's your dad. I mean,
people don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what to say when you're dealing with death. Nobody knows what to say. So, but I do think it's going to affect him. It has to affect him. But I think when he gets in that car, it'll clear his head. It'll give him some
dad
peace.
Was part of management at the racing team, so you're going to remember your dad even more going to work. Having worked with my dad and then him dying, work reminds you.
Well, I do think it'll affect him because it obviously had to have some effect on Dale Jr., but I think it's different. Dale raced with his dad, was on the track with him, and raced for him. I mean,
yeah.
So that's a lot of contacts where Ty Gibbs, Coy was just management on the team.
I mean, this is just speculation, but I have a feeling that, his stepmother inherited everything for Junior. But I have a feeling going to Hendrick Motorsports was kind of cleansing for Junior.
Oh, no doubt. Had to have been.
Yeah.
So Gibbs needs the same thing? He's going to a new team now.
I'm curious to see.
He's going to a new team now.
And although I want him to wear the black hat, I don't want mental issues, psychological issues from your father dying to play into his abilities. Yeah, I don't want it to be a handicap.
Yeah, you don't want to see him blaming that.
I don't think he'll blame it. I think media will.
Oh, I'm sure. It's going to be a big talking. I'm surprised it hasn't already been a big talking point, actually.
I mean, remember when Kurt Busch was going nuts? I loved hating him. I love hating Kyle. Don't want to do without him.
I love hating Joey.
I love hating Joey, too.
I could do without him.
Yeah.
If he quit tomorrow, it wouldn't hurt my feelings.
You need a heel, man. You need a heel.
You got plenty of heels.
I want Ty.
You got a whole Joe Gibbs garage full of heels.
I feel bad for Ty, but I still want him to be the heel.
He's going to be the heel. There's no way he can't. Ty don't know. Well, that's the thing. Does this change Ty's personality? You said it.
I hope not.
He has to grow up real fast now.
He does.
So does this change his personality? We hope not.
Additional pressure from internal pressure of no one being around to take over Grandpa's business, is that going to affect him? Grandpa's 83. How can he protect him?
It's probably in some kind of contract.
Does he hire Joe Biden as a consultant for senility?
Same age.
You're my senility consultant.
I don't know. I think we'll see, man. I think it's going to be a good season. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
I'm ready to get some racing out of the way. I really am. But
our first race, what is it, 3 weeks?
Yep.
24 hours Daytona?
That's when it kicks off for us. We're going to be really busy. We got 24 hours of Daytona. We get back on a Sunday and we leave.
Cannonball run. What should we call it? Something else so we don't get arrested doing the speed limit?
No. I don't care. We're just going to call it the Cannonball Run.
Seat assigning in a Prius. Prius run.
We were going regardless if we had sponsorship or not. So,
but we are using our show sponsor, and we'll have ads next week. But we're going to use that money to pay for what? Halfway. the way back's out of our own pocket, but
yeah. That's all I got, man. You got anything else?
No, that's it, man.
Well, thank you to everyone who listens, watches the show, shares us on social media, and shares it with your friends. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're at Car Backwards. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and check out our videos there. Check us out on Spotify and rate us. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcast and leave us a review. Send us a DM or an email. Our email is racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com, and we'll read it and answer your questions on the show. And make sure to check out our new merch store. You can find it at our website, racecarbackwards.com, or you can go directly there at racecarbackwards.threadless.com. Other than
I
that,
haven't put it on the website yet, so
it'll be up.
wait a day or two.
It'll be up. Jamie's working on it. He's our IT guy. He's slow.
Yeah, right.
All right, man. That's all I got. Y'all have a good week. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed season 2, season premiere show.
Season 2, episode 45. Season 2, 46 next week.
That's a wrap. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening to Race Car Spelled Backwards.